Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Fastest Furs Showcase. And tonight we have Drayux with Alien Isolation, all missions being played on the Nightmare difficulty. And this is a roughly 3-hour run. We got some survival horror goodness for everybody tonight. And this run, we're also really excited to showcase this run because we got a fantastic runner for you tonight. And this run is also going to be featured at Games Done Quick in just a couple weeks. So really, really excited and honored to have this for you all tonight. And I hope you enjoy. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to the runner now. This is Moonblaze Wolf as your host tonight, but I don't think you're going to hear too much from me. You're mostly going to be hearing from the runner and the co-commentators. So without further ado, Drayux, take it away.
Hey guys, so this is Alien Isolation. It's known most for its big scary alien AI that's a lot fancier in a lot of games. It's technically not a machine learning AI, but it is as close as possible, while also saving the most machine resources by using a fancy tree. And a lot of people really get scared of the aliens, so it's a blast. I'm doing Nightmare difficulty, which is the hardest difficulty, and you get no HUD, so you don't know how much health you have. You have no map. Fortunately, we don't need that for the speedrun all that much. You have oh geez, my brain's farting on me now. You have the least amount of loot and the most aggressive AI, and I think that's everything. I'm joined here by Nico and Knowles as well, my friends and commentators, and it's great to have you guys.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
We'll get it started real quickly here. I small brained something, and I am all over the place. Where did I am so sorry. I completely missed something here.
We're good. I unfortunately cut myself off at the beginning, but hi, I'm your host, Moonblaze Wolf. And they've all been introducing themselves, but I'm here as well. And I think we're about ready to start the run. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and cut.
Okay. Yeah, I should be much more ready now. I apologize. That was a lapse of attention on my part. So yeah, it's the game's in Italian as well. We'll cover that in a bit. But in Cubo is Nightmare. And the timer starts once this loading. Well, once we skip a couple cutscenes, and then once the loading wheel disappears. So I'm gonna make my best guess when that's gonna be. So cutscene 1 and cutscene 2. All right, probably about 3, 2, 1. Oh, right there, perfect. All right, and we're off. We're just taking a little animation here as we wake up. First thing we got to do is put our key card in the slot, and that's what begins it all. I'm gonna walk a little sideways, be weird, grab a bit of loot as we walk past that, and yeah. So unfortunately, we got to get dressed first. This part here, and it's a bummer that this is a required quest because I'd argue you'd be far more aerodynamic if you're running naked, but alas, the game requires what it does. But yeah, nonetheless. Oh man, the nerves are on. I apologize.
So mission 1 is really boring. It usually takes about 3 minutes and 25 to 27 seconds to beat. We're going to be doing a few dialogue skips here. Dre's going to be hitting certain triggers and then walking away from the NPCs so that he can get through the mission faster. Italian does help, as Dre mentioned. It actually does make the game 30 seconds faster, which is why we run in it. And it's just a nice little free time save right there.
For sure. What we're doing, we're kind of starting the dialogue, so they're just kind of talking while we're not in the room, and then we're gonna walk back in and finish up talking to them. We have to wait until we can leave the room, otherwise it won't count as a mission completed. So I'm gonna wait right by this threshold.
So for Samuels, if you actually cross before the dialogue finishes, you have to go back into the room to actually re-trigger the dialogue. So you have to wait for just before the end of the dialogue to finish so that we start talking, and that is the trigger, basically.
Yup. So like Samuel's every time, I was listening for when he said turbata. I can leave as soon as he says bata, which I haven't actually translated yet, but I'm something about Taylor being grumpy. This one finishes because we reach in there. We have a little bit of time to grab a box, so this one finishes before we need to leave. Verlaine has a scripted set amount of time, and good, we have Samuels. There's a good chance we can soft, maybe not a good chance, but it's possible we soft lock there, and then we're we're stuck and we have to reset, which is always unfortunate. But yeah, basically we walk back to Samuel so we can stand here and hold the door open for him. Otherwise, he stands by it, and it'll cost us a little bit of extra time, which is unfortunate. But yeah, now we're in here. So good time to mention that Alien Isolation is divvied up into missions, 19 missions. And Noel's mentioned mission 1. This is mission 1, of course, and yeah, each mission is kind of known and notorious for its own thing. And they also make perfect splits. So yeah, we just get to wait in here as they talk about briefing. Noel, Nico, are you down to talk about, I guess, translating what they're saying and what we're about to skip?
Yeah, so what's going on right now is that we're being briefed to be going over to Sevastopol, because the reason that we're going over to Sevastopol in the first place is that we've actually found a black box which could be ascertaining to our mother's last whereabouts and location. This is mostly kind of like based around the actual the knowledge of what alien is. So we are the daughter of and I think one of the Ripleys is, I think, is it Amanda Ripley or Ellen Ripley? No, we're Amanda, aren't we?
We're Amanda, daughter of Ellen. It's all good.
So yeah, of Ellen Ripley. That's the one. So we're trying to find the black box in Sevastopol. So we've just basically crossed over to Sevastopol via a spacewalk or EVA walk. But during the transition of going over, lots of asteroids and meteoroids basically cut and tethered the line between us, and we all go spiraling and falling right into this just convenient airlock. And then, whilst everybody else, we don't know where their whereabouts are, we still have the ability to progress and go and find where the black box is.
Worth noting, Sevastopol's falling apart, as you see from the gas blast and everything. Yeah, so we're trapped in Sevastopol, and yeah, so Alien Isolation is, a lot of you guys kind of know, survival horror game, and the big goal of Alien is to survive the number of threats on the station. Now, spoiler alert, there's a giant xenomorph alien-looking guy on the station, and it's kind of driving people a little bit crazy. Not only is the station falling apart because it's abandoned, as you can see, because we're about to have a little jump scare, just like that. But also we have humans that have gone crazy because they've gone into looting groups to try to keep themselves safe. We have let's see, we have, of course, the alien itself, or more notoriously known as Steve across the speedrunning community, as well as androids that are told by their AI leader that we need to protect the alien and will also attack humans on sight. I also just grabbed a flare right there as well. That is important, actually, for this mission. It's one of the few pieces of loot that will always be there. Again, I mentioned Nightmare has very, very little loot compared to all the other types, so you either usually get godlike loot RNG in Nightmare or really tragic RNG, and we'll see what we get on this box here. Oh, it's a scrap. That's a bummer. I'm not even gonna pick it up.
It's mostly tragic.
usually tragic, but usually survivable as well. We have a couple backup strats if we do get some bad RNG, but then I can't show off the cool trick, so it's a bummer. So I'm gonna activate this generator here. If you've ever played Alien before, you may notice that I am pressing E much, much faster than usual human. That's because I basically got my mouse wheel rebound to press that instead, and the game drops far fewer mouse inputs. I also just turned on power to everything, which you need to do through that terminal. We skipped a fancy room with a med kit, but the game likes to make sure you get blueprints, so here it is right here. In Nightmare where you don't get any loot, that entire room is kind of useless anyway. Now we'll be forced to walk up here, and as the Torrens passes by. Yeah, Nico, I hope I don't cut you off too much, my friend. Wanted to call out the station falling apart while it was happening. Oh yeah, I see Moonblaze in the chat too. Yeah, getting that clean movement is very, very key.
So the Torrens is a ship that we were previously on, and we were coming on to Sevastopol for the information on Ripley's mom.
Yep, yeah, precisely. So up to our right is where we were in Mission 1. Yeah, sorry, I'm interrupting everyone. My mistake.
That's okay.
And in Mission 1, we had basically just awoken out of hypersleep as well. So with all the knowledge of where we were going to, with the Weyland-Yutani crew, we had just woken up of hypersleep and then basically informed of everything that was going on just on the route to Sevastopol.
Yeah, and so what I grabbed there a bit ago was the second flare. It is also guaranteed loot, which is really, really nice. I think they guarantee flares for us because Alien is. Oh, apologies. Because you don't have your flashlight until later on this mission, so it's like, oh yeah, you should use your flare for light. But they come in really useful. Humans and other, I guess, all the enemies love to follow flares, and so we use them in a lot of strategies. Which is pretty useful. I'm kind of looking to the right here as well. We're about to meet our friend Axel, and there's a bit of RNG about how badly he needs to go to the bathroom. If we're lucky, he really needs to go, and he'll run straight across here because we're forced to. We can't run. Nice, he was nice. He really had to go today. Perfect. Yeah, so we're stuck walking there until he runs across into the invisible bathroom door to our left.
That was great Axel RNG, actually.
Yeah, that was really nice right there. Sometimes you get all the way up to those stairs and you're still not.
So sometimes it can take at least like 8 to 10 seconds. There's like the worst RNG for Axel can take up to 10 seconds, and you're literally walking up to him, and you can see him despawning. You can actually see the animation despawn.
It's tragic. All right, so coming up here, I'm about to intentionally soft lock the game. This is a really cool trick in the game. We're gonna get a tool known as the maintenance jack. And it happens to be perfectly placed behind this little grate where there's a tiny sliver we can reach through, skipping the animation to pick it up. That said, our camera doesn't really like that, and oh man, let's see if I can get this before the door closes. No one cycle day, that's a bummer. But yeah, so we're a little soft lock a little bit. I'll spaz my mouse here for a second just to show you. I can't move anywhere. So we're just gonna go kind of sideways and backwards. And fortunately, this locker here, it's a great way to fix our camera. By hopping in lava or hopping out, we're good to go. Doing this saves about, I think, 45 seconds over going through the vent like you're supposed to.
Essentially, the soft lock is a camera lock. That's what it essentially is.
Yep, and yeah, the camera's a magical thing in this game. We'll need to intentionally break the camera later, but there'll be more on that when it comes.
So, the thing that Dre's taking off, like the jack, or he's using the jack to take off the brace. And we're actually going to abuse that in some later missions.
Oh, yeah.
Something else to mention is that when he broke his camera, you could see that orange jack on the wall. And the reason he doesn't use that to unbreak his camera is because it actually causes worse things. And your camera will get permanently stuck, and you'll just have like you can walk with Ripley, but your camera's permanently stuck in that position, which is why we don't break it on that brace and we have to get into the locker. It's kind of funny to see. Like that you can see your body. You'll only see your arms and your legs. You have no torso. A lot of Ripley's body is actually missing. Her sprite is basically just a pair of arms and legs.
Alright, so what we're about to do, we're about to skip waiting for Axel to get in this elevator here. We had to wait for him to get to it, but fortunately once we press the button, if we get everything just right there, you get a magical butt in your face. And the reason that's important is that's a good preview of the next few minutes of this run. So as I mentioned, every mission's kind of notorious for something. Mission 2 is notorious for being really boring and slow because we have to deal with our friend Axel here, who's slow and, actually scared of the humans. What a loser. Yeah, so we have a lot of, I can't think of the word for the story development part. So where a game kind of tries to describe to us what's going on. And so basically he's telling me people are going crazy around here, introducing, like I mentioned earlier, that the humans are a threat, and that there is a monster on the station, and that's why people are going crazy. I got run RNG too, nice. It's not actually faster, but it makes you feel cool.
Essentially, this little bit here is all on a timer. So as soon as Axel gets to the point where he ducks down, you see the humans. That is all a timed basis event, basically.
So you might have seen me doing something a little weird as well. I was kind of running sideways, and we'll discuss a little more because we'll see it a lot more. I'd say this is the main glitch of this category. But in short, know that if I run sideways like that, I'm silent to the humans. So the only threat I have is to bump into them. Or sorry, I'm silent just to all the things, not just humans. So unless I bump into them or they physically see me, it is a really great way to avoid a lot of the threats. And actually, because of it, the alien is, again, Mr. Steve is actually one of the smallest threats upon the station. The humans are usually the killer of a lot of runs.
On Nightmare, the damage values of the guns, especially the revolver, is something that we have to be very, very mindful for because, obviously, because we can't see our health on Nightmare, makes keeping a track of health a little bit more tougher off the bats. If you know all the damage values for each gun and each property, then it does come a little bit easier. But again, it's about the distance with the gun has been traveled, like the shot, like how far the gun away is to be for you to be shot. Also, is an effect of the damage values. So we just have to be very, very mindful not to get hit.
All right, so I'm gonna run in here, grab until Axel's had it. I just grabbed the flashlight battery, which fun fact is that's all you need to shine your flashlight. The flashlight we're gonna pick up is here. Now, a fun thing to do while we wait for Axel is try to get this trash can in the vent. It's tricky, but if it happens, the run is blessed. Let's see here.
Jay, do you mind if I mention something real quick about some damage values?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah, before this next clip. So, there are forced damage cutscenes in this game. One of them was at the beginning of Mission 2, actually, when he fell down that, like, shaft or whatever you want to call it.
Just before grabbing a flare.
Oh,
Exactly, yeah. He took 25% of his he took 25% of his health. And that's definitely important to keep in mind. However, cutscenes can be nice, and they do give you health back if you're too low on health. So that's also like a nice little thing, because Dre's not going to heal for a while.
Yep. So I lit my flare here. And what we're about to do is Axel, despite the fact he's a pretty nice butt, he is really slow. So I'm gonna light a flare here, and I'm gonna kind of wait for him. Once he opens this vent, we're gonna flex on him a little bit. Basically, putting this flare on the ground, we'll be able to access a prompt before we're supposed to. Of course, I'm getting all nervous about the trick too. Being nervous is the easiest way to miss it, but we'll see. All right, as soon as he sees head the second time, plant that down and scroll. And awesome, we're through. So we have to do a bit of an alternative strategy here because of the fact that we're ahead of Axel, which kind of breaks the quest line. Meaning we need that second flare we got in this mission. That's why it's so nice these flares are guaranteed. As well as, unfortunately, there's a really, really small chance Axel dies, but hopefully because we have a fresh restart of the game, that doesn't happen. So as soon as I crouch down here, activate the next flare. Just gonna toss it right through that vent. Humans will see it about the time I leave this. And now we're gonna do that funky silent run again. We got two to our right as well, so I'm gonna kind of go a long way. Just like that. They are distracted by the flare. Hopefully Axel doesn't decide to be extra fast. You got, I couldn't tell what it was.
So,
Alright, and we're gonna hop through this door. So, yeah, because we broke the quest line, as soon as we look up the door coming up, we basically have to look at this door coming up, and then we'll wait for Axel to teleport. Fortunately, we weren't lucky enough to get him to teleport instantly, so it's a bit of a wait.
the reason they didn't really see Dre is because of how the flare works. There's line of sight kind of they almost become tunnel visioned by it. So it's kind of beneficial for him to throw the flare in the corner there, because they ignore him pretty much completely, and then he can this psycho run by.
Yeah, flares are magically powerful, and people casually playing the game kind of neglect how good flares really are. But we use this as well too. They can actually see flares through walls, and you'll see a good example of this later. But it makes them behave really funny. Let's see. Oh yeah, so with the damage rolls, right? We have no health, so as Knowles was mentioning, Knowles and Nico, we have to memorize how much health we have. Now, the only way to know how much health you have for sure is if you try to heal and you don't, you have full health, or if you are dead, then you have no health. The latter is a little bit more obvious, but nonetheless, those are the only two ways. Oh, nice. Axel was nice and fast. Sometimes he lingers around there for a bit. I've got another cutscene to skip. The short of this one can be summarized a bit more quickly. Steve drops down and Axel is no longer. for our poor friend Axel. All right, so all we gotta do now is just
memory of Alien Isolation.
Exit the mission. And yeah, so now that I pressed the button, the alien is active, which sounds scary, but I'll cover the alien states real quickly. So there's kind of four main states to worry about. There's inactive state, where no matter what you do, the alien just will not be a threat. He will not be here, and he will not care. He is active, which means he's in events, he's listening. So if you make enough noise, it kind of makes him a little bit grumpy. He will drop down and try to find you. But if he doesn't find you, he'll disappear and just be listening again. Then he's patrolling, and when he's patrolling, he is actively trying to find you. He's listening to his kind of like second brain, like the AI also hints to him where you are. So he listens to that. He drops down from the ceiling and tries to find you, listening as well. And finally, there are scripted events where he is scripted to do something. For example, if we are too slow to get on this tram, fortunately we won't because we're speed running this. He is scripted to drop down if we don't get in the tram pretty quickly. But again, we'll run right in here. And once this fades to black, we'll finish mission 2. Oh man, what was I thinking here? But oh yeah, so we actually can exploit a lot of Steve because of these scripted events, as well as kind of his patrolling. Right, the game hints to him where we are, but if you move faster than he's prepared for, he has a really hard time trying to get a good guess where you are. So comparing that with the fact we can run silently, it is, again, unless we have to stay in the same general area for a little while, Steve is not too much of a problem. Yeah, so we're at mission 3 now, and we're gonna leave this tram. Gotta take a left out of here, and we'll have a room full of humans. Of course, it's just our luck. Every single one of these humans has a revolver, so revolvers are basically the bane of our existence because a single revolver shot can one-shot you with full health, depending on your NG. Once we enter the room, she's gonna shoot randomly in it. If we're lucky, it'll hit us, although it's not supposed to.
One of the comparisons that I got that I really liked was like Novice is like they're shooting with Nerf guns, and Nightmare is just like
honestly,
the most overpowered thing on the planet. But
Well,
that's what I usually use.
the goal of mission 3 is we need to get through this elevator door right in front of us. So in order to do that, we need to hack the security, and the tool we're using is broken, so we have to go through a bit of a detour to grab what's known as a data cell to fix it. This hack tool is one of Alien's mini games that we'll use quite a bit. And you guys will see it in a bit as well. Also, this is a really difficult part for the casual player usually because, again, all the humans have revolvers. Also, side note, we're gonna press that button for a glitch later, but it'll make more sense in a bit. But yeah, by running silently, we're able to kind of sneak around behind them before they get into position, and we're good to go. Alien will be here.
Mind if I explain the silent running?
Oh yeah, I was gonna cover it in mission 4 if that's all right.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah, I think mission 4 makes about the most sense because we got a lot of droids to avoid. So I'm gonna grab.
No worries.
Oh, I pulled it. No, I didn't. We're good. I thought I missed a key card. That was a lapse of attention there. So we actually grabbed a revolver of our own, but our revolver does far less damage. We just got a key card to go in here. Gonna grab the smoke bomb, which we actually never used for the intended purpose in this run, and we have a bit of a scripted cutscene. It's a bit of a laid back. Now we have those shells behind us, and in order to get the fixed data cell. The data cell to fix our access tuner, it is behind those shelves, and we can do a cool trick using peek to reach just a little bit further and get around it with only activating 2 shelves instead of all 3. Also, Ripley, this is the black box, although the data is corrupt in the black box. It's a bit of a story update. And all right, we're free now. Press that button. While we wait for this shelf, I'm going to quickly start putting some items in a smoke bomb. I usually too many sensors, so it's good to get one of the sensors out of the way. And we're gonna go up here and peek, reach around and grab it. That was an alright peek grab.
So something I wanted to mention that Moon was asking about is why we play on Nightmare. So there's a few reasons. So Nightmare is just like the most ran category, but on top of that, Nightmare, the Nightmare Xenomorph is more predictable than the Novice one, which I know sounds strange.
This is super
but
true, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
So it's more worth it for some of the later missions to play on Nightmare, actually. And one thing that Dre did miss about the special part of Nightmare, actually no, I'll bring that up later when we obtain the weapon, and I'll speak more on it.
Oh yes, that's a good part. I did completely miss that, but yeah. If you haven't played Alien, you don't know you get the weapon too. So I think it makes sense. All right, so we got another cutscene here. This is where Steve is gonna be all dramatic and stuff. Now, funny enough, he's going to drop like this, but he won't actually be a threat till the very, very end of this mission. We're getting close, but we're not quite there yet. And because of him, as well as the humans that we stuck around at the front, there's a good bit of RNG to our exit. So we'll need an RNG bus coming up. Now, in the meantime, I'm still wishing we have a good way to grab this tail. Like a nice Easter egg or something. You could just reach out and like poke it, you know?
Give it a good old pet.
So sad. Sega missed out a good opportunity. You could press like AADBW.
I don't think you want to touch the tail. You get his attention that way, wouldn't you?
Yes, you would. If you show him you care about him before he doesn't like you, then he'll be nice. He'll bless you with the good RNG.
Also, as a side note as well, we actually held to the side of the little sofa area going up into that little area where we got the revolver and the key card. But if you actually don't run against that sofa and you're in the line of sight where the alien is, you could actually die picking up the revolver.
He can get you there though. He doesn't. It's kind of a weird trigger. We don't know if it's lag yet. Okay, anyway, let's check here. We got the bad formation. All right, I do have a backup strat. Let's hope RNG is on our side. No, I was too early. Unfortunately, we got to redo mission 3. Right at the exit, I got the bad RNG, and I played it wrong. That's a huge bummer. Oh man.
Usually in these
So when it
speedruns,
comes to it, we'll have to do a safety save just before we head out there.
Yep, I'll do the safety save next time around. Usually the backup strat works, but sometimes
That
the game
is
does not
unfortunately
like
an unfortunate thing that can happen in real runs. It happens very regularly to a lot of runners. So, we try not to let it disappoint us too much, but we just
that's
get
another
another run
reason
going straight
people
away.
don't like mission 2 is because half the time the run dies in mission 3. Again, usually my backup strat didn't work. Usually I had better luck with it. So, oh man, it's all right. Such is the way of the run. We'll do the safety save next time. There is a save point, but again, usually the backup strat works. So, also the fun thing with the tuner is it kind of saves whatever frame it was at when you die. So it's looking a little bit broken at the moment.
So, the rotation, so Dre was psycho running up the stairs before he died there, and that's for a human manipulation. We're trying to pull the humans in a specific order so that the alien goes after them and we can hack the door fast enough before he sees us, and then just get through to the next mission. On later missions, the devs weren't too nice, but on the earlier missions, they actually created a stall for Steve, and he can't get through to you for a few seconds. It's a little bit bizarre.
Yeah, that's a really good note. He'll freeze for just a split second as soon as you cross the threshold for the elevator.
And he will do that for a few other missions up to a certain point, and then he'll just start running through. Even if you hit the button, like, he won't freeze at all. He'll just straight up run at you and usually kill you.
It's a bit of a bummer, but yeah. I guess now that we have extra time, we can describe psycho running now because we're doing mission 3 again.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Did you want me to go for it, or Knowles, did you want to go for it?
No, you can go through it.
All right, so what psycho running technically is running diagonally at a interval of pressing space. This space is going to cause a silent step as you run, and thus, as you constantly press the space, you are just kind of hovering as you are running diagonally. This was founded by Psycho Hypnotic, hence the term and coined phrase psycho running, and it just basically helps to dodge around aliens, humans, androids. You don't get hurt at all as long as you're consistent with keeping up with the space tapping, which can be about like half a second per crouch of the step. It doesn't really matter how fast you do it. You can do it like pretty fast, then you still get that silence running. But as like a general rule of thumb, we say like press the space bar every half a second, and that will be fine.
So that door previously, this sounds stereotypical, but I have never seen that before. It opened while I was done with the hack, and then it like gave me the prompt again. I literally have never happened before. I gotta love this game.
To be fair, that was the first time I've seen that as well. So
I have 4 to
there we
50
go.
hours in this game, and I've never seen that before. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So a quick description of psycho running works. Is that the game as a cool feature, and you can't see it because of my high field of view, unfortunately, it tries to synchronize your actual foot hitting the ground with the sound it makes that the other AI hear. And also the game has a feature where if you are crouched and you sprint, ew, there's a fly over here, nasty. If you sprint while you crouch, it just pops you out of sprint. So that's actually what I do right here, right? You're stuck crouching, so I'm holding sprint right now, and as soon as I can, I will start sprinting again. Now that said, what happens if you then press crouch while you're running? It resets your animation. So if you pair that with strafing right, which does not start with a footstep, you're able to skip making that footstep and thus skip making the sound. All right, let me do. Oh, I forgot the safety save. All right, I'll do the extra safe strat.
Go.
So a few
Okay, we got the good RNG this time. We should.
Okay, yeah, so this is what Dre was going for. He was trying to manipulate it where that human would run away and Steve will kind of ignore him completely. He can't touch the tail, though. With anything in real life, if you touch its tail, it's probably going to notice you. So if you touch the Xenomorph's tail, it's going to come after you. So he crossed the trigger and it stalled him. As you could hear, like he screamed, paused, and then
yeah. What's terrifying is when you hear those footsteps, and then you pass the threshold, and then it's like, okay, he froze for a second.
Yep.
But yeah, he can be right behind you and freeze there for that threshold. It's properly terrifying. Anyway, so that's mission 3. I'm gonna quickly cover. So mission 4. Oh, there it is, right there. Oh my gosh. So I was about to say, mission 4 is a mission of the androids, and when you first see the androids, they have a chance of doing an animation. Now a really, really rare chance is that the droid does that dancing animation as you see in the original Alien movie, which the droid just did. But anyway, all androids have a chance at doing that when you first see them, assuming they're not a little bit grumpy. And we'll get to that in a bit as well. Okay, loot box and a terminal. So anyway, that is the dance right there. So that was perfect actual luck.
So
I forgot to whip out the revolver. I'm feeling dumb now.
a little bit of a design flaw on AI's part is that they give you the motion tracker here. So the motion tracker is actually quite useful because it shows you where you need to go in a mission. So Dre isn't going to need it because we know where to go. But if you're a casual player, you can hold out the tracker and there will be a little like line on the outer edge of the screen and it'll show you where you need to go. Giving it a mission 4 seems a little bit weird to me because you're already like decently progressed into the game.
It's not perfect. All right, so here we're gonna see a droid, and so it is important to note that these droids require a tickle every now and again, and you provide these tickles with the revolvers. But anyway, so this droid, as you can, as poor Hughes is showing off for us, has not had his tickle. Hughes tried to tickle him, but it's too late. He is not happy, as you can tell from his red eyes. And so Mr. Hughes, unfortunately, is not gonna have a good time with this poor droid. Because this droid again has not had his tickle to keep him up to date. Now, fortunately, with 450 hours in this game, I'm pretty good at tickling. But nonetheless, this is what happens if you do not. So you'll want to play a little bit safe here.
Also, as a side note, red equals bad.
Yeah, red equal bad. Red equal I haven't been tickled. And this is my tickle tool right here. See, give me mission 3. So this camera will go off, but I gotta press the button as fast as possible. Fun thing is, if you press the button while the camera's getting you, it doesn't matter what you do here, the droid doesn't get to you in time. So we're going to check poor Hughes, he doesn't have anything. If you want to go a long route to skip the camera, there is another box in that room, but usually if you have good loot, you don't need that extra loot from the box. We have an extra flare, which is nice. No ethanol yet. And we're going to press the button. Yeah, see, he just always gets to there, and he's like, well, guess I tried. Alright, so yeah, what we got to do is that cycle running again, and it's good we covered it now, but we're gonna kind of sneak around the droids, and again, since they don't hear us, they won't even know we're here yet.
Later on this mission, so we're actually going to come back to this elevator. We're going to contact the Taurans to talk to Verlaine right now. And there's actually a way that we can abuse the way androids work with that elevator. Dre's probably not going to go for it.
It's far riskier than the exit I did for mission 3.
Yeah, it's an extremely difficult trick, and most of the time the android's going to end up in the elevator with you, and that requires bullets, and you're going to take a bit of damage, so usually not suggested.
Hey, we got ghost door. Okay, this is a bit of RNG. I'm sorry I'm interrupting. Well, it's relevant.
Oh no, this is super important, dude. Yeah, so Dre actually pulled an android down there, which is why the door was open when he got there. It's like a ghost door. On Novice, it's almost always shut because the androids can't hear that far. But on Nightmare, they'll follow us.
We gotta get this guy to the elevator real quickly. We're gonna do that by making a lot of noise and whipping out our tickle tool. And there we go. See, he's satisfied. He's satisfied for about 3 seconds. So we're good to go.
So what Dre just did was psycho hopping, which makes a ton of noise. It's basically the opposite of psycho running. And psycho hopping is good just for baiting out that android, which is also why he flashes flashlight, because we want to pull him out of the elevator or he's in a really bad position for us.
Yep. So it literally works the same way. The only difference is we don't strafe to the right and we press crouch a lot faster. And it resets our animation while we are actually making the footsteps, so we can make a whole lot of footsteps if we want. We'll have another android back here, so we got a psycho run right at this corner. And, oh, the other note about psycho running. Turning left is very, very difficult. If you turn left too sharply, it does not end well for you. So we're going to same psycho hop and flashlight trick here. We have a droid to our left I want to pull. Awesome. I'm going to be quiet through this room. Yeah, turning left is very difficult. So you got to make sure you do not turn left quickly. And awesome. There's sometimes a guy right behind me who likes to grab you if you make just one too many footsteps. So we're good. Now we're going back down the elevator. We just came up from mission 3. But our goal for communications was to contact the Torrens. We were not successful doing that. However, we were able to contact Samuels and Taylor, who are in distress because Taylor is injured from that crossover. So we're not quite there yet. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. So yeah, Alien is active in this section, so I have to psycho in here despite the fact there are no visible threats. And also coming up, some of the games in the store are just suggestions. Dole's mentioned this a bit ago, where we use the brace, and thanks to the brace, we can kind of pretend the door is in there. So that's coming up right here, this door around the corner. The reason I want to get through this door is there is a guy around the corner, a little merchant, who has a medkit. And that was, oh my god, actually that was a lot better than I usually get on that clip.
That was really good, actually. Wow.
That was, man, I am proud of myself.
That was literally instantaneous. GG.
And there's a medkit on that guy. So we always go for that if you can. And it gives us enough time. Yeah, and I'm actually waiting for the chime. Usually the doors are opening as soon as I get back over here. That was nice. All right, and now that's mission 4. So yeah, sorry, I got ahead of myself. So yeah, so we'll start mission 5 here. And we'll see Samuels and Taylor. And Samuels, being an android, has the same chance to do that dance. Now we saw previous droids, so I guess statistics sort of play. So Samuels has a chance to do the dance, and it is said that if he does the dance in front of Taylor, who is dying, that the run is blessed. So we will see if our run is blessed or not.
So like Dre mentioned, we're going to be running into Taylor. We're actually going to go up to a medical area because we need medical supplies, or a safety kit. I don't even remember what it's called, to be honest. I
think it is a med kit, isn't it?
Yeah.
They say it's like a trauma kit.
Oh,
or
but
something.
Trauma kit, yeah, trauma kit.
Yeah.
Oh, so before I do anything else, so Dre's actually going to grab something through the wall here.
Yes.
Just a second.
So we're going to do a little clip. We're going to grab the V3 pipe bomb, which we're not supposed to get till mission 12, but if you do it the way intended in mission 12, it's slow anyway. So, yeah, we can just kind of reach over that lever and grab it. It'll be released for mission 14, funny enough, so we could wait, except again, it's a slower route anyway. So we just grab it while we wait for Coolman here.
So Dre walked back for that. That wasn't a mistake because he wants to trigger the dialogue, and then he runs back and grabs it while he's waiting for the elevator. So that wasn't him forgetting it. It was
Yeah. You have to walk to those stairs before Coolman will start talking. And just the same reason we run the game in Italian. Once the dialogue finishes, then there's a little bit a small timer before, like a set timer before that elevator opens. So we need to start that dialogue as quickly as possible. Yeah, so the Italian, I was kind of mentioned. Yeah, once a quest finishes, some of them rely on dialogue to finish. So the faster the dialogue finishes, the faster we go. Now another trick coming up. There's a whole plethora. I use peek to cancel dropping. So that's not true tricks in the game thanks to the peek key, and they will keep adding up as we go on here. But yeah, so usually you have a big staggered fall, and it takes a while. Also, the sign always gets in the way.
So normally when you take technical fall damage that you're not supposed to, it will actually kill you when within a certain different runs. When you do out of bounds, for example, when you do take a big fall, it will instantaneously kill you. So the peak key is like an inevitable good skill in order to cancel taking damage.
It is. Fortunately, it's not needed in this category, but that is a good point. It does cancel damage. All right, so
as well, like, just to go quickly on the Italian language, it actually saves 30 seconds overall in a full speed run.
Yeah, about 30 seconds, which is, a lot of time in a speed run. All right, so mission 5 is the first mission where the alien is in the actively patrolling state instead of the active state. And the devs do a really good job making this really obvious to the casual player, as we'll see in a little bit. That's why I said to keep an eye on that vent. Also, we got to go down E, grab the key code. It's 1702 every time, but you got to prove to the game you know it. We're gonna use a revolver to cancel the animation, to cancel looking at it. But yeah, Steve's gonna go through that vent there. So while he's busy with that, we'll just keep being a little productive.
So this was intentionally made to scare the the crap out of the player, basically, because it really is a terrifying thing on your casual playthrough. But in speedrunning, we can just sprint through the entire mission with no problem whatsoever.
Yep, because he is still in his animation right now. Now once we got this key card, it is good to be quiet. It's actually rarely needed to be quiet here, but it does still help. Just on the chance he decides to walk this way now that he's out of his animation. But yeah, it's a pretty long animation. Again, this is usually one of the hardest missions for the casual player because you're just getting used to avoiding the alien. It's pretty terrifying. But yeah, the Speedrun strat just kind of run past him, show him what's up.
And especially
Telling
on
him back to
Nightmare,
Coolman
like,
here. Hopefully he doesn't soft lock. Looks like we're good. There's a chance Coolman soft locks there.
especially on Nightmare, the xenomorphs are going to be even more active, like really listening out for any kind of sound that we are going to be making, because again, the xenomorph is immensely attracted to sound on Nightmare, so we need to be as silent as we can be for the act of the cycle running.
He is one sensitive boy. So the reason I went through this whole detour is we're waiting for Coolman to come in here. And he takes long enough we can actually run through it and grab that one singular box of loot. That's the only benefit to it. Anyway, so we're going to watch him here. He's going to do a little bit of a flinch. There it is right there. And you actually saw the tail through the wall. That happens sometimes. But that basically begins his death animation, which is the clear we need to exit the mission. So we're going to run to the elevator and press the button. And Coolman is dying. Unfortunately, we can't see it. Maybe that's not unfortunate. I don't know. But anyway, that is mission 5 right there. So now we're in mission 6, and I'll have to be a little bit quiet here because mission 6 can be very, very dangerous. I mentioned cycle running is useful if you're changing distance. We have to stay in this bottom room for a little bit, and Steve is active. So yeah, I'm gonna try to focus here for just a minute. We're going to the Sumbaton, which is also really useful.
So mission 6, this area is actually the most active state for Steve. If you make pretty much 2 or more footsteps in this area,
really good. We got the ghost door here too, which happens if Steve is above the door. Oh, I forgot the other. I had a lapse of focus there. All right, so got to turn left, which is really, really risky. But we're good. Just got to hug the wall. Grab that box. All right.
So Dre's doing a really good job at staying quiet here, but yeah, if you usually make 2 or more footsteps, he'll drop, and this causes a problem even if you get out of this area because it messes with some of our
labor. It makes the next area deadly as well because he'll drop on the ground and be in your way sometimes. And, so yeah, we basically did this whole fiasco literally just to open this vent. The devs decided, yeah, we want to make sure they spend as much time in this room. Now, casually playing, you can actually walk on your feet and be fine. He's technically only active here, not patrolling. But again, because we have to stay in the same zone and we have so many left turns, it is really, really risky on the run. Anyway, we're going to jump down here. He is actively patrolling once we get down here, but he won't... Oh, I got the fast fall too. Nice. That one is really hard to cancel your stagger, and I managed to get it, so I'm actually really happy with that. I don't usually get that. We got one left turn here, but we can brute force the one and be okay. We got far enough away from Steve, but that's why it's really important that he doesn't drop later, because you cannot brute force that left turn if he does. 2505 is our key code. I'm going to do a quick safety save here. So what's coming up in the next room are 3 humans. Of course, it's just our luck that all 3 of them have revolvers. All right, got the key card now that that's open. And there's a chance that all 3 of them spawn in my way. And so mission 6 is another one of the run killers, kind of like mission 3. So we'll hope for the best, but we'll see. I'm going to listen to my motion tracker. But if the only way we use the motion tracker... Let me listen. No boop. I think I got the bad RNG. Yep, all 3. We got the bad RNG. I'm going to try to use my revolver and see if I can get him, but they're all here. It doesn't usually work. Oh my god, it worked! Yo, so that doesn't usually happen. I'm usually dead when that happens. But we just pog-champed that.
How
I don't know if saying pog-champ is the right term. So if you shoot a couple of them, they get scared. And that gives you enough time to kind of run through them sometimes before they start shooting at you. And so if they decide they don't know where you are after you've ran past them, you can just barely survive, but it only happens probably a quarter of the time.
GG.
Okay, that was pretty hype. That was extra hype. So I totally failed mission 3, but we absolutely won in mission 6 here. Now there's a good chance they'll be in my way on the exit too. So you literally have to go through them both directions. And it is really risky, or of course deadly, but let's see here. Nice, we finally got the ethanol for the smoke bomb. We need this in mission 8.
So
he is turning away from the door, so nice. That is a good RNG on him. Now we just have 2 more humans, so we all need good RNG on. We need this guy to not be in our way, but we can usually bop him if he is. There's a flare right there. I'm glad I caught an eye out for that. There he is. So I'm gonna bop him. Oh! Okay, I'm lucky. I missed him. Oh, here's our other guy. We should be good from him. Okay, he's usually not good RNG if he's that way, but we're all right. And now we have a really, really loud moment coming up. Big jump scare. Headphone users beware. I'm literally turning down my volume as I say this. So Steve drops down, and then there's a big explosion here. So, oh man, that was the ultimate YOLO strat right there.
So,
Right.
as Trey said, that was extremely lucky. That almost never happens. So humans actually don't like shooting at each other. You know, go figure, because they're on the same side. But Dre stalled 2 of them long enough to where they didn't want to shoot, and the back one couldn't shoot through the other 2 humans that he hit. So he stalled it.
Yeah, I got lucky because one of them, when he saw me, so sometimes they whip out their guns and start shooting at me. Every so often when they see me, they will instead run. In this case, he was running the direction he went, which was towards me. So he was close enough. He was actually going to want to try to punch me instead of shoot me if I stayed there much longer. So I only had to shoot 2 of them. And again, I got lucky as well, but it was extra lucky because he was running at me. So yeah, usually if that happens, they still shoot me, and then it's just down to how much health I had. If the revolver kills me or not. But
being shot by revolvers, they can either be 40 to 60% or a straight up 1 KO 100%. So again, we have to be so mindful of our health.
Revolvers are not a fun time.
Like with shotguns, they're about 12.5%, but obviously revolvers are more deadly. So whenever there's a revolver guy about, we have to be very cautious, to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a lot of strategies around Revolver, and unfortunately Nightmare has a lot of possible spots that can die in the run, purely because of humans with revolvers. For example, Mission 10, we'll have a guy known as Jeremy, and there's a 50-50 chance he appears in our way, and he has a revolver, and he sees us before we, like, right in the range where we can get enough to do damage to him, to stagger him, kind of the same way in Mission, kind of the same way we did here, except that it's just him, and we have a different tool. Oh, I peeked a little early there. Got myself frozen. Anyway, so that finishes off mission 6, right, like that. Oh man, what was the other thing I forgot? But yeah, so we got lucky on the entrance and the exit of those humans. Usually that would have been a resetty, which is why I dropped that safety save right there. All right, so mission 7. Mission 7 is notorious for being the run-killing mission. I know that sounds funny after I just said mission 6 kills a lot of runs. That's just how hectic mission 7 is. So I'm down a couple revolver shots, but we have enough. So we're going to crawl through this vent here, and we're going to drop down into a room right in front of an elevator that we actually need to fix the exit mission, similar to mission 3. Except we have to go on a very long detour to grab the thing to actually fix it. And there are 3 humans. Guess what? They all have revolvers, and they don't like us in our way, as well as Steve is also active here as well. So it can be very deadly. So we have a lot of strats. What we're going to do is actually have the humans open the door for us. Oh, nice. We got the good formation here. So we should be okay, but there's still a chance they shoot me right away. Come on, come on.
So just to give a little bit
nice,
of... So just to give some credit, a guy by the name of Twitchy.
Yeah, Twitchy's a guy here.
He pretty much finds all the strats for Mission 7 on basically every category. He
a legend.
Puts in a lot of time. He puts in. He's put in the most hours I know into this game. Actually, I believe he's at 3,000 plus hours in this game. So
I'm gonna do a quick save load here. This actually makes humans move faster, so it works as both a safety save as well as, again, a time save. Sorry, I'm cutting you off, Knowles. I want to get some mentions on Mission 7. So yeah, what we're doing is we tried to lure the humans to that warehouse door, but only one of them. So only one of them is a threat. We got the Summaton in Mission 6, which is a really useful tool, and it's quite a bit faster than using the droid as you're intended to do, because the humans will try to open that door looking for you. There he is right there.
So normally you're supposed to go upstairs and use the hacking tool to release the android.
He's turning around. Steve sometimes appears in here, but yeah, if you made noise coming out of the other room, he's not too much of a threat. Usually can tell if he's going to be here if he hisses or not. When we shoot at the door, and I was unable to call out during Knowles' talk, but that's all right. That's all right. Sorry, there's a lot for Mission 7 here. All right, so we're gonna whip out a flare here. Oh, I completely messed up the timing. All right, I messed that up a lot. My focus wasn't there. Human was in the door. That's always terrifying. Yeah. Sorry, my focus got all over the place. Okay. Anyway, so hopefully we did this right.
So Dre threw that at the
Yeah,
wall
we're good to go,
because
we're good to
we're
go.
abusing what we were talking about earlier, where the humans can see the flare through the wall. So they're actually aiming at the flare, which is why they can't see him like at all. And
Yeah,
because they've been silent.
yeah, the humans are weird like that, but it's really nice as well. Now, they don't always work. Sometimes we bump into them on the way out. And again, I messed up the timing, admittedly, because I lost my focus there for a second. Trying to describe the strategy for Mission 7. So we're fortunately all right. That was really smooth. So that was actually a really good Mission 7. It's not over yet, but that's the only deadly part. What we're going to do coming up is a very, very huge time save if we get it, a 0.7 seconds. Known as ladder flex. You can actually grab the top of the ladder if I do this right. Come on. Come on. No, I missed it. Oh, never mind. Well, there goes the time save. It's a little tricky. You know, the 0.7 seconds are everything, though, if you can get them.
It's a mega flex if you get it.
It is. It's a huge flex. And those humans are actually not a threat. They're just scripted to shoot and just kind of be there. They actually are frozen there, though, so they are genuinely not a threat at all. And that completes Mission 7. Unfortunately, I missed ladder flex, but that's all right. You don't get it all the time. So now we're at Mission 8. Another note in Mission 7, we grabbed the Axis Tuner upgrade. So now we can do mini games with 4 symbols instead of 3. Oh, that's another note. If you notice, I might be doing this a lot faster than you think is reasonable. I'll let you in on the speedrunning secret. When we're doing the hack tool, the symbols at the bottom of the hack tool are always in the same position. So all you have to do is memorize the symbols at the top. Memorize the symbols at the bottom, read through the symbols at the top, and you can know where the location is and do it pretty quickly, which is pretty fun. So coming up, we're Mission 8 now. We got to reactivate transit because Apollo shut it down. Apollo's a big AI that controls androids. We get this. Oh, and I missed it because. Oh heck!
So what Dre was going for was he was trying to push the elevator button before taking the brace off. This actually saves quite a bit of time, I believe, like 10 seconds, because you normally have to take off the brace, press a button, and wait for the elevator. But you can actually do it where when the brace comes off, the elevator door will open right as it comes off.
Yeah, and I got a little bit too fast and looked down quite far enough for the lineup, which is a bit of a bummer. But anyway, so this room is kind of funky. It's not too bad. But we have a human with a revolver and an android to worry about. So the main strategy we're going to go for is be silent such that the android is distracted by the human, and the human, of course, the android. And then we'll sneak around them and do a really cool trick. That same trick we did with Axel, which is why I have the smoke bomb here. If you notice, I have it out, but again, we're not going to use it for the intended purpose. We're going to use it to get ourselves out of this room. The human likes to kind of shoot at us, but we can tank this hit. Reason being, you don't take damage while doing this animation. I have no clue why. I have to hope Droid doesn't grab us. Nice, we're good. All right, running here, lining up, pressing R. And we're in.
So he's doing a plant clip here. We look at a specific spot on the wall, and it's actually a pretty easy clip. It looks difficult, but it's actually really easy.
The easiest plant clip of the run. The one with Axel's a bit harder because there's timing to it. The one in there's a few more as well. There's one in Mission 10, which is a much smaller window, or sorry, it's much smaller gap, and one in Mission 14, which is really tiny. You have to get the lineup just right.
A big shout to Cliffs for finding that plant clip.
Yep, courtesy Cliffs for the plant clips. They save a lot of time and they're very nice. So we're gonna press this button here. There are humans that are a threat here, but all we have to do is be a little bit mean to those stairs. We don't know if that is a bug or an intended feature from Sega, that they don't. Basically, as soon as you shoot the stairs, they're not a threat. They usually are scripted to come down those stairs, but if you shoot them, then they don't. And, it would make sense because I were human, I wouldn't really want to go downstairs somebody just shot at. But at the same time, I mean, the humans are otherwise a really big threat in this little area too. So I'm
what it does is it does make the humans sort of run away from the stairs, and it basically refrains them from coming down. Hence, we can just have this area free and easy to roam about in.
Yeah, we can't see them. Sometimes you can see their heads above the bar. I'd rather not run up there and show them off all that badly either, though.
Yeah,
in the novice categories, you can actually kill them so that you can get extra loot to make more items easier. Within Nightmare, again, we do want to be more conservative of our health, so we just make sure that we shoot the stairs and we don't interact with them because we prefer our health over loot.
Too much loot trying to kill them, such that it's not worth it either way. because you humans usually don't have loot on them in Nightmare. Again, with the loot being so minimal, humans are like the first place. They're like, yeah, no loot here. So we're actually still mission 8. We'll have a cutscene, and I'll have in a bit. Nico or Knowles explain it. I guess we have a long scripted thing we just have to sit there for, and then a cutscene.
We are going to go into the best mission here.
Oh yeah, we're about to go to the break mission.
The best, most fun, most non-boring mission ever.
Yeah,
Most non-boring.
it's really good to catch you up on a lot of the story.
Balls to make that claim.
But for a speedrunner, this is what I think we consider like the quote-unquote like water level / like side scroller level.
Yeah, like, it really is. So I got another revolver ammo. Fortunately, my Italian's getting good from playing this game all the time, so I can translate Mizuni revolver or however Mizione. I don't know how you say it. But anyway, we have to wait by this trasher. If you notice, my audio goes between right and left if you have headphones on. I'm peeking. For a similar reason, if you run past this trash, there's a chance you soft lock the game. So we have to wait here until Waits finishes talking, which is in a bit. Right there. Varpalaticandui. I'm probably pronouncing that so poorly, but that's what I listened for. Now we talked to Marlo. Now we're free to roam. It's just kind of sitting here though. We have loot there, and then once we get done with Mission 9, we'll have a bit more spots to loot as well. These doors will open up. Let's see here. There's one other thought as well. Oh, yeah. So most of the missions start in a tram. Oh, I guess that's totally not relevant right now. Never mind. Moving on. Knowles, I think you were about to say something.
Oh, I was just going to talk about Marlo.
Oh, yeah. What's going on here?
So,
yeah, let's describe the story here.
Marlo,
so what we missed with Waits, as well as what we're about to miss in Mission 9 here.
Yeah, so Marlo's actually a really big part of the story. He actually, I believe that he worked with Ellen Ripley. Am I right about that? I want to say I'm right about that.
So what we're doing now, and we'll see this actually. They find the Nostromo. They find Ellen Ripley's ship. But to my knowledge, they haven't communicated. I could be wrong.
I actually have some notes I can say about this whole bit.
We might have to check the notes. We played this game fast. Let's forget the story.
I did write a big thing for when I was doing marathon commentary for CC only, so I can pretty much read off this actually. So, so we're trying to talk to Marlo because he's been locked up in a Colonial Marshal's room for quite some time, and he's obviously got some knowledge of everything that's gone on. So. And he's had several questionable items with him upon being detained, and including the flight recorder of the Nostromo. He's refusing to give up certain codes and information to the Marshal, but when Ripley mentions about the mother to Marlo, he tells her everything only by making a deal, and that is basically get out. And then we get a flashback, which is basically this flashback here, which is Mission 9. And in Mission 9, it is the name of the mission is called Beacon. But it's one of the most crucial and iconic missions in the game because we actually get to visit one of the most important locations of the first Alien movie, which is the Derelict. So in this mission, Marlo tells us the story of how he brought the alien on board Sevastopol and his decisions and reasons for doing so. Marlo and the team suit up to venture. So this is actually the only mission of Alien Isolation where you don't play as Ripley, which is a bit of a shocker, really.
Yeah. It's also worth noting that flight recorder that he saw is what we saw in Mission 3 with the data corrupted.
Correct. So that was the item that he brought on board essentially. So in the mission, Marlo and the team suit up to venture onto a desolate moon to find a distress beacon signal. We navigate and find alternative routes to keep on searching for the source of this signal. And when we find it, we discover something quite special. But up until we get to that point, we literally just like trying to wait for it to lift it up. And so there's actually a little technique that we can do here. There is a technique that we can do here to make sure that heist gives us a heist. I know, fantastic name. You can actually go over to what we like to call the mushroom rock and just basically touch that ever so slightly, and that will just kind of like make heist just kind of navigate a little bit closer of a direction towards that little ledge there.
Right here?
Yeah, so this is technically a jump scare?
Technically, I don't know. I always feel cool when I get the timing right. Yeah, so again, all missions are notorious for their own thing. Mission 9 is notorious for being the snooze mission. And the reason for that is, as you can tell, we're walking at the slow speed of snail. Now this mission is really cool because it gives you a lot of story, as Nico was describing. But in terms of speedrunning the game, you're stuck not playing as Ripley, and it's supposed to be a flashback as well. So there's barely
Yeah.
anything you can do as a player as well. You quite literally just press W, and
This
you
is
get
a
yourself
walking
lifted up a few
simulator.
times. The only places to lose time are RNG with how fast your friends are to lift you up, and how good your lines are. And even half your lines don't matter because you're still waiting on your friends to catch up to you. So it's a little bit rough. Okay, so we have another really loud sound in the game coming up. We're gonna plus this bomb down, and then in a little bit we'll set it off to blast all these rocks away. It is really loud, so headphone users beware. Press W. That is really Mission 9 in a nutshell.
I wanted to answer a
Right
question
here.
that I saw. We're getting the question of no CC. This stands for no crouch clipping. So a while back, a glitch was found that's called crouch clipping, where basically you bind crouching to mouse wheel, and if you crouch through things while scroll wheeling, you'll actually just be able to walk through doors essentially. So we had to kind of ban or make it its own category because it's actually like a little too strong for no, or like this category. Not a lot of people run it, but a lot more people run no CC because crouch clipping is a little
Yeah,
overpowered.
CC only is cool. What I love about no CC though is it gives you kind of those tasteful glitches where you still have. Okay, hold up. Let me not phrase this. CC is still deadly, but it gives you a lot of glitches where you still have a lot of threats and you have to really kind of interpret the situation, and so it makes the run exciting to me because I get to play through the entire game that I know and love, as opposed to CC where you skip most of the game. As well as I have to live in the moment come up with what strategies I've got to do and how to avoid the situation because it does throw different things at you, and I'm limited to being silent.
The thing with the CC as well is that it's not always reliable. You have to make sure that your game is at a consistent 140 frames per second, which sometimes it might not be achievable. Now, what Drayux just did right there actually is as soon as the cutscene had finished or the load, he actually held forwards and was able to get past that one human. I forget the name of.
Yep. So
just
funny
get
enough,
past them
even
through
though
forward.
yeah, while you have the loading screen, as soon as the loading screen turns black, it's still kind of a loading screen. It's like a secondary loading screen. You are able to feed inputs to the game though. Sometimes some missions have you frozen. It depends on who made the mission really. But yeah, other times you can actually press W during that little black section and actually be walking while the game is loading. And the reason this is especially important here is our friend in the yellow, Meeks, that we passed a bit ago, is really important to pass. If you don't pass him, you can't pass him until much later, and it's a huge time loss. Reason being is, again, similar to why the game's in Italian, we need to get into the derelict as soon as possible to start their dialogue, because only once their dialogue finishes do we get to our next quest. Once we're inside the derelict, we can diddle daddle around, but we need to get in here as fast as possible.
Sorry, I know this is like totally off topic from this mission. And since I'm reading the chat, so there is a trivia question over the cat's name, which is Jonesy. So there's actually a little bit of an Easter egg in Mission 2 where you can actually hear Jonesy, and it's hiding in the vents. It is still alive in this, which is pretty cool. You can actually look it up on YouTube, and they'll have if you look up like cat Easter egg in Alien Isolation or Jonesy reference in Alien Isolation, it will be there. But yeah, it's kind of cool. You can hear the cat.
If you recall that jack grab I did where I soft locked the game. Okay, so they've started talking now. So now we can lollygag around. Although we're just gonna go where we need to go anyway. But sorry, back on mission 2. If you right before that jack grab that generator, when you go into that room to power the generator, that's where you have the chance at hearing the cat.
All right, I'll take over for a little bit and explain a bit more of the story. So,
yeah,
now that we've gone through to this section, we've now actually discovered the source of the signal. So we're actually now inside the spacecraft, the derelict, and we'll be entering into to discover more about what's inside. Inside is a dead alien known as the Engineer, which is actually from the film Prometheus. So that big alien that's in the middle, that is the dead alien. He's sitting in the chair of the Navigator, and traces of the Nostromo crew are nearby with a few of the tracks. So we're still trying to find the signal so that we can actually shut it off to avoid other people from actually discovering this place. So the rest of the crew are currently trying to set up a winch so that you can go down into the alien nest, which is where we're going to see a lot of good things down there. But everyone will be shocked with the discovery, and we're literally just about to find, as soon as we get another heist up, the actual look of what the source of the signal is, and it's a pretty cool visual. It is pretty damn cool, actually.
It is pretty fun, yeah. So we actually got decent Meeks RNG. We literally stand here and wait for Meeks to show up. We got him decent. I just looked for his light, and his light wasn't too bad. Oh, I see Fidget found the stream. Welcome, my friend. Yeah, okay, so the other note about Mission 9, I like to consider Mission 9 kind of halfway point of the run. Granted, it only ends at an hour in, so it's not exactly half. But the reason being is that it's really slow like this. It's really a lot of threats. And the next mission, we're gonna get a really fun tool, but we'll wait to show you guys what that is when we get it.
It's the easy half before the harder half, right?
Yeah, once we get that, I kind of starts the next kind of phase of the game, because we get a ton of loot Mission 10 and Mission 11, assuming we have decent RNG. We get our special tool, which changes around a lot of strategies, and the run just becomes far more consistent after Mission 10. Thus, Mission 9 kind of being that interway part between, did I survive the first part of this run with the RNG that it threw at me and the loot that I can scrap my way by in Nightmare. As well as coming up, we'll have the first major P-break section as well. So Nico mentioned there's a winch they're setting up. And once we hop on the winch, we get a solid minute. I don't have to touch my hand. Sorry, I don't have to touch my keyboard or my mouse. And the run, and I won't lose any time. So it's a great time to go sprint and go relieve yourself if you had too much water while you're running or something.
The other major toilet break is in Mission 15, where you do have a bit of a longer
next.
time to be able to do that.
Right. So if you decide you don't need to go here, like I'm thinking I'm fine right now. You know, you always got to plot that out speedrunning. That's the best part about this run. You know, is you plot out things outside of the run.
Time to do it.
I don't know about you. I can make it pretty fast.
Congratulations.
So here we're on the winch. Now I would sprint if I needed to. That said, I'll wait. You know, all right. I've decided to wait, right? And if I do have to go, like Mission 15 is the next best bet.
Yeah,
don't mean to brag, but yeah, I know, right?
I mean, that'll technically be like another hour in, if you know what I mean. So if you got a good ladder steel,
Mission
then
15,
sure, you know.
Yeah, world record pace Mission 15 finishes 3 minutes before world record. World record pace Mission 9 finishes 2 minutes before world record, roughly.
I honestly thought you were going to say world record
I said that
break
wrong.
time.
Mission 9 finishes 2 minutes before 1 hour into the run. Mission 15 finishes 3 minutes before 2 hours into the run. Sorry, I said that so weird. I said world record twice per sentence.
So right here is the alien nest, where there are a lot of eggs around. So there are a gigantic amount of alien eggs, which the team are inspecting until one of the crew gets attacked by a facehugger, and then the cutscene ends. So we are skipping.
Unfortunately, we don't get to see that cutscene too. That's the bummer.
It's such a cool visual. So guys, if you guys haven't played it, please play it so that you can see that visual.
Yeah, Mission 9 is a genuinely cool mission, but again, because the human has nothing to do, it is really boring for the actual run. Anyway, we're beginning Mission 10 now, and this is our looting round 1. Yeah, go ahead, Nico.
Okay, so when I mentioned earlier about bringing an alien on board, that's the alien. It was the alien that attacked one of the humans, and they still brought that human on board, knowing that that it had been infected basically with another alien inside the body, but they still made a decision to bring it aboard and fuzz at bringing more full xenomorphs to Sevastopol.
So something that I was talking about before that I just want to mention before Dre starts commentating over what he's doing is
this is the one.
So the flamethrower in Nightmare also consumes double the amount, so you actually run out of it quicker on Nightmare as well. Every other category it's normal speed, but on Nightmare you use double the flame, so you got to be wary of that as well. Luckily though, we can tell how much flame we have back. If you hold out the weapon and you see the needle, it'll show you how much flame you have left in it. So you can see,
which
Dre's
is really nice.
500. Yeah, so that's a way we can tell how much flame we have left. However, Dre is not going to reload it because we are going to have to.
Yeah, so that's coming up later. We have just 3 missions here before we have to get rid of the flamethrower, and you'll see that when it happens. It's not like it's a really surprise thing, but as such, if we put our fresh fuel into it, we lose that fuel with it because we get a different one in the next mission. Anyway, I'm gonna press that button there, and now we have looting phase 2. While we wait for that tram, we have enough time to run in here and get all of these boxes, which is really nice. I gotta ERQ these. Hold up. And yeah, so we get a lot of loot. Usually we have all the loot we need. Sometimes the game still likes to debate us a bit, but yeah. Something quarantine.
So we want to make sure that we have a plantable, so that's either going to be a smoke bomb or a flare. It's actually one of the more important things to have for Mission 10. If you don't, you're in a really, really bad spot and you lose a ton of time for this category type. But luckily Dre does have a plantable, so he does have...
I think I next. Let me keep an eye out. So we got one flare, so I'm actually... Ah, man, that's actually a tricky decision here. I guess I have to use the flare. I hope I get another one before 13. I usually like to have more than one flare. Yeah, oh yeah, Mission 10 is so nice for the loot. Yep, loot is random. There are a few spots where you're guaranteed to get an item, like Mission 2, as we saw. Those 2 flares you get are there every time, which is really, really nice. Okay, anyway, so I mentioned, a lot of missions start with going into a tram. Mission 10, I guess, technically doesn't, but this is the first tram we can't run out of. Steve is active here, this kind of goes into a cool note about his activity state, too. So we got to run silently out of that tram. Basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of bait. Again, the game tries to tell Steve where we are. It gives him a little hint. So we're gonna run far enough away from him silently that he's actually gonna be stuck kind of in the other area. The only thing that'll get him back is once he it takes a few minutes, decides to leave the area because he doesn't see me, or once our objective updates. So once we get around these stairs, we'll actually be able to run, despite the fact Steve is active in this area. So right here, we should be able to run fine. Got the flamethrower out just in case. But yeah, once we update our objective, which happens at the terminal coming up. If you notice, this is the same area for Mission 3 as well. But yeah, this terminal right here, once we go through it, our objective will update, so we have to be silent again. We're going to go a slightly different direction this time. Mission 3 room is bigger than it looks. And also, that's a fun point as well. The game does a really, really tasteful job at reusing the zones. And still making you feel absolutely lost. So there's a droid there. He has had his tickle, so he's not a problem. We have left turns here, so we got to do nice wide turns. Make sure we don't take any footsteps. And what we're trying to do now is we're attempting to trap the alien, because the alien loves to follow me. You know, it's just my luck. We're trying to trap the alien in this stairwell. These things right here are relays, and by using our maintenance jack, we're able to flick the relays and close some big doors. Now our next relay is up past this room.
Yeah,
so far no thieves, so we're doing all right.
Dre's going to be using 3 of these. We're hitting this one second for a specific reason, and then we're going to go back down the stairs and hit the 3rd one. This is just a micro optimization. We want to just do it in this order just to be the fastest that we can. And Dre's coming up on one of the most important...
Yeah, so we have another door that's a big suggestion. I let my flare a bit early, but we're all right. Just like that. Now we had to use the flare. I'm hoping that doesn't cost me Mission 13, but we'll see.
So Dre basically planted in a specific spot, grabbed the brace, and then took it off. We are going to be going back this way, which is why he's taking the time to take it off in the first place. And as you can see, Ricardo's right there. Ricardo's an NPC that's helping us out. He does play an important part in this game. Actually, he's one of the longest living NPCs in this game, actually. And,
that's it. Ricardo is like a little bit confused. We got into the same room as him. He's supposed to skedaddle out of there by the time we're actually in here. But you know, such is the life of the speedrun.
What we're actually doing here is we're hacking the console in order to gain administrator rights to lock down the server farm and then open up the surrounding doors. And then that will help us to kind of like make our escape into another area for which we're going to continue to give more rights.
If I may, what we're about to do is a cool trick here. So there's a scripted vent where Steve drops in that vent. Now, I mentioned in Mission 2 that scripted events are really nice because as a speedrunner, if the alien's a threat by doing something scripted, we can take advantage of those. So he's scripted to drop, so we know which vent to line up at, as well as when you see he takes enough damage, quote-unquote, from this flamethrower. He doesn't die, but he does take damage. When he takes enough damage, there is a... I'm losing my train of thought. He will... Once he takes enough damage, he will run away from the human and go back into a vent for a short time. Now, because we do it while he's scripted, we do damage to him before he's actually technically on the ground and actually looking for us and paying attention to where we are. So we flame him while he's falling like that. He goes straight back up into the vent and stays in the vent far, far longer. Otherwise, so coming up is one of the big RNG events of the game. So we gotta hope we get this. This is my friend Jeremy, like I mentioned earlier. We gotta hope that we get the right RNG. I probably should have done a backup save, but I guess YOLO.
YOLO.
So
Took the fast route.
this is probably one of the more angering missions for me,
Hey!
at least this part, because
No, Jeremy.
did Jeremy
What?
shoot you?
Jeremy, sometimes, so about 50% of the time, he will be on those stairs staring at us with his revolver. So look at that. We're
Nice.
in the backup strat. We got good RNG.
GG.
Yeah,
Oh, I
so
gotta
Jeremy
find
can
that.
be on that stair, and
That's a
actually,
good strat.
so the idea of it, if that happens, is that we flame him to scare him, but he blocks the other human, so the other human can shoot you, and that can be really bad. So it's
Again,
pretty
40
much
to
the worst RNG.
60% damage.
Yeah, there's a lot of luck to it. One other note as well. So mission 10 is a really long mission.
Mhm.
And so we're on the
three
second
parts.
part. Yeah, there's, so I guess kind of 4 parts almost. There's Lorenz, the part we were in, this part,
Kind of.
and then KG348. Now, fortunately, because mission 10 is so long, we have a big skip because we have yet another door that's just a suggestion. Well, we actually skip most of this part of mission 10, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, this is
We are
normally
able to run there for a similar reason to before. Steve is, I don't actually know what he's doing, but he's kind of scripted, so we have a little bit of time we can run and get away from him. So this is the same trick we did in mission 4. This big door we can clip through, just by grabbing the bracelet on the other side. Not all of them are shaped such that you can do that, but that one happens to be just a suggestion. We're gonna run here, press the elevator, and that's literally the extent of this section of mission 10. So the game will autosave after this, which is nice as well.
That's also definitely not as easy as it looks. Like, I know it looks like he's just looking down and just grabbing it. That's not how it works. You actually have to do quite a bit to be able to do that.
Oh yes, that's a good catch. Right, so I was mentioning the peak key breaks a lot in this game, and that is another example of something that is broken by the peak key. We're able to use our peak to look through the door and grab it, and you have to get the timing right while also pressing E. It's a bit of a mess. It's really satisfying once you get consistent at it, but I have to say I've spent probably 20 hours on that trick alone, would be my guess. It was not fast. Sorry, Knowles, I probably interrupted you. I forgot. I was trying to go on the list of things that break with peak.
No, it's totally an important thing to cover. I just wanted to mention that it's not like just looking down and grabbing it. It's there's a bit more to it for sure. And Dre is actually going to do something really cool later in the game, assuming he gets a flare. I'll explain it when he gets there. Hopefully,
Yeah.
he can
Oh man,
do
I
it
hope
'cause
we get a flare.
Yeah, it's a really cool
I guess
trick.
well, I kind of want what you guys saw. So if we don't have flare, we can do a bit of extra looting, like take ourselves a bit of extra time, do a bit of extra looting, see if we get one. Or something we could always come back to as well. Then again, we still have, so we're about to start. No, we got a little bit, but in a little bit we've got kind of phase 3 of the looting of mission 10. Anyway, the alien is Steve is going to be a little bit feisty now we activated that. He will be scripted to check out this area once we finish this hack. So we want to skedaddle out of this room.
So what we're doing
and
for
then
this
he will
hack is that
script
we're
to this
actually,
vent. There he is,
we're
right
actually
there.
activating the primary alarm of KG348 to try and draw the alien into KG348 so that we can leave, go into Sevastopol,
Oh, that's
and
a
then
good,
eject KG348.
Yeah, so what happened is our stairwell idea failed. So we're in plan B now. Waits just launched this detachable laboratory into space, and it's gonna fall into the big gas giant. So the idea is we trap the alien on here. We trap the alien on here and then shoot him into the gas giant and save the station. That said, we're on the station too, so the lab too, so we need to get the heck out. And yeah, so we want to lure the alien, as Nico was saying, into here first with the alarm. Now he's already following us anyway, but you know how it be. The lore is important. So yeah, Steve is scripted to vent once that happens. Now this droid can grab you, but he doesn't grab you after the lever, so we're good. We're gonna press the button. He's also scripted here as well. He's scripted to check out this button. As soon as you get it, usually he comes sprinting around this corner, but not always.
So essentially
There
what
he
we're doing
goes.
now is trying to go out of the emergency escape of KG348 so that we can basically get back onto Sevastopol. So we're just having to kind of like casually like wait around and maneuver for it to kind of pressurize for us
Nope.
to get into.
All right, so nice. That's looting phase 3 of mission 10. I accidentally started to reload the flamethrower, but I can cancel it.
We don't want to be reloading the flamethrower up until about mission 14 or 15, if I'm correct, right?
Oh man, Steve is being really feisty. There we go. Yeah, so you only want to reload it once you get it the second time. But yeah, so what I did there, I grabbed a bunch of extra loot, and then I just kind of ran back here. I actually looted faster than usual. Sometimes it takes longer with the number of empty boxes you can get sometimes, so I'm used to running brute force and just flaming. We actually probably didn't need to do that this time around, but it's better to be safe than sorry when it comes to time saves. And that finishes mission 10 right there. So we skipped another cutscene where we get back on the Sevastopol again. And I'm going to check if I have a stun baton charge. Hopefully I do, so I can show off the trick, but I'm not sure.
So as we regain control, we're back in Sevastopol. I'm going to try and meet up with everybody again at the Colonial Marshal Bureau. Even though the Marshal, he just basically tried to cut all ends of us,
No baton charge. That's unfortunate.
Damn.
Oh, we got a blasting cap on there, though. Yeah, so there's a real cool trick coming up that is also thanks to our friend the Pete Key. Unfortunately, it looks like I won't be able to show it off because I don't have an extra baton charge. There's a small chance I get one, but it's not likely at this point. Yeah, the face when everything is void, so absolutely. Oh my gosh. All right, so a bit of scrap there. We're also going with a shotgun. This is a very fantastic droid tickle tool. If you remember, the droids are really passionate about their tickles. I'm gonna grab that key card to get through this door. Now, this is the same area where we're in mission 2. Up to our kind of left or right now is that same thing. We go there. We have a bit of RNG behind this door. We can either get 1 android, 2 androids, or humans, or nothing. Looks like we got nothing. Very nice. I have yet to die to this, so it's not usually deadly, but there is a very, very small chance you get just the humans and they shoot at you. And yeah, it's not great. Praying for nothing is literally the best RNG you can get. So we're doing all right for ourselves. Oh my god! We got really lucky. That was a baton charge.
What?
Okay, well, I was wrong. I tried to look at that bench because I've gotten it there once before. All right, nice. I'm going to show off the trick. Cool. So we have a security guard here. He's right there. He's a little bit deadly. So what we're going to do is take our baton out. Oh, I missed. And we're going to give him a good time.
So Dre is abusing some weird glitch. I don't actually technically know why it works, but we're essentially...
I have no idea.
we're using the gate to basically make the stun baton go further, so he's holding down right click, basically rolling off that and hitting left click, and for some reason we call it a ranged stun baton, so he can hit humans from super far away. So he killed that pistol human, who is pretty dangerous during runs. So
we do have a backup strat if you don't have it, but it's not nearly as cool as getting the ranged stun flex. Yeah, the funny thing is you can't even shoot him with a revolver through that grate. But you can with the baton charge, so it's pretty convenient in that regard. Because he does have a revolver, and revolvers are deadly. So yeah, that range baton is really nice. It saves us a bit of time, ultimately, not a ton, but time is time still. Yeah, let me think. It's really nice. So we could also use it mission 17, but if we're lucky, we'll use a baton charge. If we're not, then it doesn't matter either. Mission 17 is not going to be as big of a difference. But because we don't really get them, we don't have to be quiet in this room, which is very nice. Yeah, the duns are... Well, actually, the stun baton is really nice against the humans, but you get loot for it so rarely. All right, anyway, so we got to tickle a few droids. These droids have not had their tickle. He's not going to grab me. That's nice. That's always an extra touch. Just like that. And, okay, cool. I'm gonna make a bit of noise. There's a chance another security guard will spawn upstairs, and it usually seems to spawn if you are either too quiet or too slow. So we're gonna make noise and be fast. Fancy droid tickling, yep. We're gonna be quiet there so we don't have to tickle him twice. We'll have to tickle him once. And as soon as we go to these stairs, Waits is gonna start dying. Let me reload this real quickly. Gotta be quiet here. I only one extra revolver shot too. I've got to keep a note of that for mission 12. Oh, never mind. I have more. All right, here's the guard behind here. If he is here, come on, RNG. Looks like we're good to go. Very nice. All right, we can run here now safely.
So he's concerned about that because if you're actually too slow, there can be a revolver human up there. We call him a sniper human, though. And it's not a whole lot you can do about it. So we
Yeah, other
really,
than
really don't
be
want
quiet
that.
and pray.
Sometimes it can actually be a run ender as well because the accuracy, hence the name of the sniper, it's
Yeah,
legit.
this droid can grab you, by the way, so we're gonna take a little bit of a long route around him so he doesn't grab you. I've had him a couple times, but yeah, I rarely have the human there. Fortunately. But it does happen every now and again, and it's like, oh, it's rough. So again, gotta be fast and loud is the strat.
Fast
So now
and furious?
we have the loot in mission 11 here. Now it's all of these humans, so usually either all of them have something or none of them have something, and it looks like none of them have something.
So, what's going on here law-wise is that we're back in the Colonial Marshal Bureau to meet with Ricardo, who we asked to look after us in the control room whilst we go to try and find Samuels. Yeah. And then we're trying to make our way back to the transit station to make our way over to the Psymed Tower.
Unless you're, I gotta start crafting. This is a good chance to craft a little bit. So I'm gonna drop both my blasting caps on the pipe bomb. Now it is a bummer I don't have as much progress on this thing as I'd like. Anyway, I got a few more shots on my revolver, which we'll use for the next mission. And we're actually gonna go back exactly where we were. Here we are, back past that droid in the stairs. Now he's walking the other way, so we can be quiet past him. And I'm actually whip out my shotgun. These doors are funny. You have to stand back from them, or sometimes they don't open, which is a bummer. This droid thinks he sees me, but he doesn't usually follow me. And the droid around this corner sometimes has really, really weird eyes. We'll see if we get weird eyes, droid. You never know sometimes. But yeah, I've got a few extra shotgun shells as well. So to make everything easier, I just like to kind of go visit him.
So this is always.
And like I mentioned, this is a top tier tickle tool. No, we didn't get the weird eyes. Oh, wait, yes, we did. Well, they're different kind of weird eyes. So they're kind of bulging out of his skull now. He's empty anyway. Sometimes they actually appear. The entire eye floats above his head, and it's hilarious and terrifying simultaneously.
So we just have to wait down here for the tram. There are androids upstairs, so it's not really worth going up there to loot. So Dre's basically is going to check what he has, see if he needs to craft anything. If you didn't notice, this is...
yeah, that's the train we went through for mission 10.
Yeah. So when we went from 8, we came out of this for mission 8 and then went to mission 9. So we're actually backtracking to go back because mission 11, we're going to go into and
yeah. So the next zone we'll be in is so the next zone we're going to. We've also been in before. It's where we had Taylor and Samuels in mission 5. Again, this game really, really tastefully reuses its world.
So we are on to mission 12 now, and we're going to be going into the android area. There's an android referred to as Android Hell. It's actually extremely terrifying as a casual playthrough. You'll see.
Oh, yes.
Here, but Trey's going to take care of it.
We're heading over to the Seeks and Synthetics area, which is part of it.
Yeah, so this is literally the same place where, like I mentioned, we're supposed to grab the pipe bomb to mission 12. Because now mission 12, we have what we need to get through that door on our right. Now, again, we already grabbed the pipe bomb B3, so we're fine. But yeah, this is when you're actually supposed to be able to grab the pipe bomb. Android Hell. Oh, man. Yeah, it's not too bad at all casually playing. Anyway, we're going to reach over the edge of this. And you got to prove to the game you know the key code. I already know it's 8382, but, you know, got to open up the menu with it right there. That human does usually have loot, but he takes time to loot, so it's not worth it. All about that speed, you know? I should check if I have another flare.
So Dre's going to have fast fingers here. This is actually pretty much the easiest.
I'm going to try my best.
8382 is like super easy to type on your keyboard.
Dude, I mistype it all the time. I don't know what you're talking about. Easiest one for me is 4930.
Really? Oh,
yeah, that one's nice. Just
I hate that. Oh, no, 4930 is alright. I'm thinking of the one on mission 15.
Oh, yeah, 4510. That one I mess up all the time, too.
So, yeah, you can actually use your numpad. So that's why PC is a lot easier than console, I'd
Mhm.
say.
Agreed. Yeah.
Because you have to actually like hit
Bit of a jump
A
scare.
on every single number when you want to input it, while on keyboard you literally can just like use your keyboard. You type 4930, that's it, or whatever.
Don't
Yeah,
forget about
it is really convenient.
Don't forget
Yeah.
about the Switch port. They actually have in-game latency in
I'm gonna
order
go
to
for a
input
glitch
them,
here.
right?
Yes, we got it. So I got Superman,
Nice.
which is another camera break, kind of like not the same as Mission 2, but it is a camera break, and it allows us to grab this vent before we're supposed to. Saves like 2 seconds, but it makes you feel really good. It's like bladder flex, you know. The way you get it is by oh, let me make sure I got my flamethrower out. I'll explain it in just a minute. So we're gonna get a flamethrower out. We got a droid that will grab us. So we're gonna use our flamethrower and kindly suggest that he doesn't grab us, just like that. Anyway, so Superman you get by looking at that vent and then pressing E twice. The first E is actually the one you're supposed to press to get up the elevator, and then the second E is again because you're looking at the vent. I guess it kind of glitches out the prompt and it breaks your camera, like you're starting to climb into the vent or something. And if you press it
Drayux.
twice and quickly, but not like super fast either.
Was
Yeah,
that
what's
a-
up, Nico?
Was that a hot suggestion?
Yes,
Dude, got him.
absolutely flexing. So that droid's gonna wake up, so we gotta be a little bit quiet here.
So we're gonna be going into the so this is Android hell. If you couldn't tell, it's a little bit, a little spooky.
Yeah.
But
Ripley
yeah.
even says translated, it looks like this is the place where androids go to die.
Yeah, so if he looks to his right, it's actually funny. You can see like an android trying to give you a little handshake right there. It's a really good way to spook people. I've personally done it to one person I was teaching the run to. Definitely got a little scared from it. It's always a little funny joke to tell people to do. And we're going to see Samuels here actually beat the
Yeah,
life out
you
of this
would.
android.
Unfortunately, we need to be fast, and Samuels is slow. But like, you know, yeah, this and Mission 14 are some of the most daunting areas. Yeah, so Android Hell, we're supposed to have a giant battle with some androids to get a key card to get through a door. Now, fortunately, we speedrun this game, so we know which android has the key card always. And so we're actually gonna skip a little bit. The game even prepares with a bunch of loot and everything once this guy moves. All right, bop that guy just like that, using a tickle tool. Get that out, revolver shot, just like that. We got a lot of tickling to do on the way out here, and boom, we have the key card. So this entire room here becomes obsolete. There's a lot of loot, a little ways. There's flamethrower fuel in there. That doesn't usually spawn there. That room behind us does have a ton of loot, which is key because we do have a tram we have to wait for as well. So you'll see we're actually not done with that room on the way.
We come back to it like after we've met Samuel, so it's kind of like we go to Samuel's, come back, and then we do loot there. As a quick side note, I would like to make a funny reference. When I actually played this on the Switch a while ago, that android that actually did fall down with the keycard actually fell through the floor, so I wasn't even able to grab the keycard at all. That was like the most interesting bug that I've ever experienced.
I've
of the
never
game.
had that one.
Yeah,
Now that's
it's
hilarious.
It only happened on the Switch, which was fantastic. But like, I saw it, I was like, well, what do you now?
Well, no wonder. Oh, dude, I missed an injector on the ground there. There's never loot there. What the heck? So we got possibly 3 damaging vents we got to walk past. Looks like we got good RNG in the first. The second one's gonna blast us though. A vent is anywhere from 120 to 140 damage of Ripley's 1,000 health. And this is actually important. The reason we know this is because again we have to memorize damage values for Nightmare, and unlike the revolvers, these are consistent. I'm right about 50% right now. This third vent might blast me, so we might be a bit low, but again, if we play safe with the droids, it won't be a problem.
Do you have a
Yeah, this is
flare
gonna blast me.
or no?
I could check. I hope I do. So of course, Ripley's got to be a little dramatic, come up this ladder, you know. But anyway, it is actually important that we're injured here. Again, you're not able to use your medkit if you have full health. Which we actually are gonna need to make sure we can use a medkit for the upcoming trek, but you guys will see when it happens. It's a bit tricky to describe. Okay, so we gotta be quiet here. The androids are sleeping in this room, and we don't want to piss them off. So a few cameras, they like being watched while they sleep. And then, of course, the camera ruins our silence anyway, so that's all right.
Yeah, so Dre's just gonna get through this wall, door, and then we're gonna see Samuel's.
Yeah, we have just enough time here where we can open that door while the androids are getting out of their beds. No flare yet.
No
Damn.
naps for them.
Oh man, dude, I really want to do save clip. What is my RNG?
might
I
get in
shouldn't have.
there,
Yeah, true. Oh, that's right. I could spend a bit of extra time looting loot room, and we can see. That's a
So-
bummer. All right, so we're gonna prove Samuels is an android. See, he's made out of metal. It's actually the door we hit, but you know, it's a cool little
I've
like.
actually
See,
never
there we
done
go.
that before.
Yeah,
So-
the door is technically closed, even though it's not animated to be closed. So you can give him a little smack.
So Samuels is going to be trying to contact Apollo, who is the corporation that I believe runs the whole Sevastopol station.
Oh
But,
yes, I forgot to
uh,
mention Apollo. Good call.
Yeah, so they don't want to let him through, so they're going to try to mess him up. So yeah, Apollo's rejecting him actually for this communication. So there's like an interference, and he's trying to fix it, but
Yeah, it's
They
the
don't like
AI.
that.
Apollo is the AI of the whole ship.
Yeah. And the Apollo tells the androids what to do, as well as has a lot of control over a lot of things. So that's why communications has been down, right? We got trapped in the space station. What we've been trying to do the whole time is quite literally just contact our ship. But the reason we can't is because Apollo has shut down communications.
Yep.
And we still haven't communicated with the Torrens. That is worth noting as well.
But the reason that like Samuels is able to do it is because he's a synthetic in the first place. So obviously a synthetic talking to an AI, you think that they would have like a bit of like a nice friendly communication. Nah.
Yeah, unfortunately, Apollo is not a fan. Anyway, so we have to save Samuels now. We got to turn off all these relays. What is there? 11 relays in this mission? Is that right? I forgot to
Sorry.
count, but there's a lot of them.
oh yeah.
Also,
Oh.
pro tip: turn them off in a circle.
Yep, literally, it's a circle. It's not hard. I would really like if you had to like crisscross between them or something tricky, but you know, such is the way of the alien run. Panics in Italian. Yeah, if you're too slow casually playing, Samuels will die, or if you do the wrong one, he will also die. So the order is important, but the order is easy.
So if you're doing the crouch clipping one, so obviously this is no crouch clipping. With crouch clipping, you can basically just ignore Samuel's this whole big speech here and just make your way over to the transit station. So you don't even acknowledge Samuel's dying right in front of you right there.
All right, we have one shot left, but that's all I need. There is a chance one of the droids, or I guess two of them can be, but it's never. I've never had both of them try to grab me. We have to wait
So-
behind for that door. But yeah, so the droids are gonna be still awake. They're gonna be a little grumpy. We've got a camera. One's gonna be awake, sorry, and this camera's gonna catch me, so they're gonna start waking up on the way out. So this guy likes to try to turn around. We go around him. Nice. Yeah, he started grabbing me. Now this other guy might try to as well. No, we're good. Okay, cool. So no tickling needed. There was another injector there, and I missed that one as well. That's a bummer. Well, I'm having loot in places I'm not used to looking for loot.
So,
Now, a fun thing, this tram coming up, we need to activate. If you scroll for it like you do every other thing, you will actually glitch out the prompt and fall through the tram and softlock the game, which is
Despawning the
horrible because
tram.
you have to wait for Samuels, and it's not a good time.
That's why it's a big meme. Don't scroll
Oh my
the
gosh, I
tram.
need the injector. I'm gonna grab the injector there. It's gonna be a little bit slower, but I need it for my pipe bomb for 14. If I don't have a pipe bomb 14, it's tragic. So grabbing that injector there that I saw on the way in.
So it doesn't actually despawn the tram. We do abuse this in 100%, but that's a whole different strat. You can actually survive that fall with what Nico mentioned in Mission 5. So if you peek, you can actually survive the fall damage and go out of bounds here. And then if you fall back out of bounds,
Well, that's pretty funny actually.
you'll get
The world
teleported
record pace run that I lost because I soft locked there. I didn't take any fall damage. I didn't try to peek or anything. I just fell
Oh,
through
damn.
and I was trapped in the little box. But of course, I threw my world record pace run, so I wasn't happy about it anyway. All right, so anyway, we're back in that loot room. The droids are still trying to get through because, you know, we're a little fast for them. What do you think? Should we spend a bit of extra time looting to try to see if we get a flare?
100%. The
All right.
M13 strat saves.
I'm going to spend a bit of time and see if we're lucky enough for a flare. Nope, come on. Grab something out of that and see what it was. Oh, come on. So this is not the usual strategy, except that we don't have RNG good enough for a trick, and this would be resetty if this were a regular run. Of course, this is a marathon run, so we're just having a fun time. But no flare. All right, there's one more spot we can loot. But yeah, usually we'd resetty if we couldn't do this clip coming up. But I'm just bummed I can't show it off. It's like one of the coolest tricks in the game because it's actually, I guess, the hardest trick in the game. So you know, I want to be a cool kid. Man,
Yes.
that is tragic RNG, dude.
Although I'm just gonna talk about this clip just because it's definitely
Yeah,
kind of
absolutely.
a staple for some of the higher tier runner or like top tier runners, I should say. So M13 clip was found by a guy named Infomaster. He's one of the most knowledgeable Alien players that I personally know of. He spent, I think I was telling him about this. I'm pretty sure he spent a few hundred. I don't want to say.
I think he said tens of hours.
Tens of hours.
But
Yeah,
literally
so
just scouring one wall. So I'm gonna do an alternate strategy here. Just look for a bit of loot.
But yeah. So Dre's looking
And
for.
still no flare. Dang it, dude.
So Cliff's, we mentioned him before for finding some glitches. He actually found this one. So basically, if you have a medkit and a flare, you can actually break your camera, and that allows us to grab the prompt. So basically, what we would do is grab the save station from the other side of the wall, and it's like a thick wall, so it saves at least 30 seconds. Most of the time, more can be like 45
It
seconds.
can save as much as a minute. It's
That's very
crazy.
true. Yeah, so it's one of the best glitches to use in the game. It's actually not too bad to do once you get used to it, but initially it's a very rough clip to.
And then I say I love 4930 and I still mistype it the first time. That's all right. There's still 2 more spots we could get loot for. 3 more spots we could get a flare. It's not likely, but it's possible. Let's see here. Spot 1? No, we did get a loot, but it's not a flare. I could also break on. I could try to break on the rewire if we really want to see it. What do you guys think?
You could
The rewire is I could show you the old strategy for breaking the camera, which was so much RNG it's not run viable. But the trick is really cool, and I really want to show it off for the marathon. So it might be worthwhile, assuming we don't get grabbed by our droid.
Yeah, so that was the old method. Cliff's kind of made this clip a lot more super viable for runs. We all do it for like top 5, top 10 times. So we used to use a panel down below to break our
No flare in
camera.
the second spot. All right, one more or 2. I think 1 or 2 more spots in the room where we fall. Ah man, I could also do I could do the alternate strategy, the old strategy without the save clip here. Oh, I forgot to free couch too. Oh heck, I messed it up like crazy now. Too distracted by that flare. But yeah, we could do the alternative strategy, and then come back and like try it like after the run maybe. I'd rather
That could
not
work.
use my one singular pipe bomb because I have really bad injector RNG as well, and I'm running out of medkits. So maybe that should be the plan. We'll do the other strategy here.
Yeah, so
And
Dre's just gonna do the normal
No,
strat.
just the
It's,
charge back. That's a bummer. Yeah, so
so
we're basically
Dre-
running here.
Yeah, he's
the
gonna
gas
grab
mask.
he's gonna grab a gas mask, which he's gonna peek after he gets out of the gas. This actually prevents the androids from being able to grab you.
You know, I've never learned that trick to be honest.
Oh, you just peek right after you get out of the
I
gas.
learned save clip, so I've never touched it.
Oh yeah, you just peek when you get out.
I did get the good droid RNG anyway, so I don't have to worry about the guy grabbing me. Anyway.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Usually he's in there, but yeah, not this time, which is pretty nice. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done the backup. It's so tragic we didn't get the good RNG. I did see an ethanol in this room though, so it's actually kind of a blessing that we get the ethanol. There's the droid there. He teleports there every time because I needed an ethanol for my pipe bomb anyway. Okay, gotta activate that, and that.
So Dre's just gonna hit these 4 computers, and then it's gonna open up the vent for us. So then he's gonna go in, press a button, go to a computer, and do a mini game, and then come back and do the Apollo hack. So Apollo hack is actually a theoretical thing that I'd say only 2 to 3 people in the community can do. It's because you have to hack 5 symbols in 2 seconds.
Oh, if you do yeah, so we're making sure we can have not we have more than 2 seconds now. We have 10
Yeah.
seconds, I think. I don't think any human has done it yet, have they?
No, so
Yeah,
there's
no.
like 3 people that could probably do it if they literally wanted to sit here for hours on end and just try to do it. It's unreal how difficult it is to try to do that because it's programmed into the game that you only can do a symbol every 0.3 seconds. So essentially,
We
you
got a
cannot-
pipe on finally for the next mission. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
No, it's
This is really, really crucial coming up, and I didn't have one. Usually I have 2 by now, so you can tell RNG is my friend. And we're also gonna heal finally. Now this is the save point you would usually clip to through the wall in this other room. Again, unfortunately, I wasn't able to break the camera to do it. You need a flare and a medkit to break your camera. And yeah, again, I did not have a flare, so I was not able to break the camera, which is a huge bummer. Anyway, so the items are bound now, so go ahead, Mills. I know I interrupted you. Oh yeah, so the reason Apollo hack is so difficult is because the game again drops inputs, and so you're limited to doing a hack. Oh, what was it? I think there's a 0.2 second delay between symbols or something. No, 0.3 seconds. 0.3, and you have 5 symbols, meaning you have 1.5 of those 2 seconds. You're actually sitting waiting to be able to activate the symbols. So as such, it is incredibly difficult to be able to get that hack. We have done it with the TAS, but that is the only thing that has completed it so far. So we're going to EMP mine out. We got these EMP mines in the room with the androids, and we're going to use. Let's see, we're going to use one of them for an unintended purpose, the second for the intended purpose, and then likely the third for the intended purpose as well. But we might not use it right away depending on what the android does. Anyway, we're gonna hop through this door here.
Mission 14
Another
is
relay.
one of the coolest missions in the game, so we're gonna actually go towards quite a bit of aliens. It's probably one of the most
It's one of the most.
missions.
The nest.
Yes, definitely. I'd argue the scariest mission for me,
Hmm.
and the most daunting too. Yeah, the nest is. We don't have ones. We have actually multiple Steves we deal with in the nest, which you guys will see in a bit. It'll make sense when the nest is coming up.
So Firebird, you actually are correct. It is between symbols. So if there's 5 symbols and then 0.3 each, then it's 1.5 seconds. So you have half a second to be able to read the symbols, and on top of that, you have to be able to cover the distance to switch between them, meaning that only certain
Nice, we got it first try. Sorry, I'm
Nice.
interrupting again.
No, it's
Yeah,
okay.
so I think I see what Firebird's asking as well, because he's saying only ones between the symbols, and that is actually a really good point. I don't actually know the answer to it either, because I've been told 1.5. So there might be another delay that I don't know of, like after the symbol, like before the symbol or something. Like it might be that you can't act. I don't remember, to be totally honest.
Oh no,
I'll have to
that is
check up
right.
on that.
That is right. So it's
yeah.
Oh,
right,
no,
I'm
no, no,
forgetting
no.
what chat
It's
is
not
here.
in between. It's not in between. It's actually on the symbol press. So when you press it, you have to wait 0.3 seconds.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, so each symbol itself is not between. So yeah, that was a lapse of attention to detail on my part. So good catch, good catch. I was like, I could have sworn it was 1.5 seconds, whatever it was. So okay, well yeah, 1.5 divided by 5 is 0.3, but yeah. So what we did, we threw the EMP mine at the droid, and we stunned him for a little bit. Now he likes to be active, so hopefully he's not right here. Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for him to come up top. I don't have to use the surge mine with his timing. I broke my fall, so you have a little fall stagger there as well, which you can also break by crouching. Now we're gonna get. Oh no, I gotta save the hypo. I'm gonna do the riskier strat here as well, dude. I am in luck. I've got just the brilliant RNG going on. Enough math, yeah.
Who knew that speedrunners would have to do math?
Hey, math is cool. Again, I
I'm here
want
to
to be a
play
cool kid,
games,
so.
not not do math.
Not do the math.
So Dre is grabbing the ladder from the side. Ladders are kind of weird. Like some of them let you grab it from the side, some don't. Also, I'm gonna let Dre go over this.
Oh yeah, so that section right there, I had to wait just a second because those droids walking into the vent sometimes soft lock. I gotta be quiet here as well, and I'm gonna sneak behind a droid, and we did not get the lucky RNG. So anyway, we need him to punch me at just the right times where he doesn't grab me. Come on, come on, nice. Grab one punch, that's good. He's gonna do 11 damage every time he punches, so I've got to do this fast. Come on, punch him one time. Nice! That was exactly what we needed. So if the timing between things is just wrong, he will grab me, not only doing more damage, but also costing quite a bit of time. The reason I had to go for that riskier strategy is I only have one pipe bomb, and the pipe bomb is absolutely crucial later on in this mission. So you can do that strategy, save yourself the loot, and it is technically a tiny bit faster if you don't get grabbed, but it's much riskier as well. So I'm going to heal, and because I had to do the riskier strat, I'm going to use my other injector on another medkit. We did get two medkits for mission 12 in that loot room, which is nice. But we will go through a couple of them. We're going to take a lot of damage in this next room as well. I think, yeah, I'm not full health. Let's see, I healed out Apollo, I healed there, so I've probably got... No, it could be... Couldn't say exactly what we have, actually. So, yeah, you know, we actually have extra Balkan ammo, too. We don't usually have extra Balkan ammo. We don't actually use this weapon in the entire run, so there's not really point in having it. But yeah, here's our revolver and our shotgun back. Now, these are actually different ones, so we don't have the same ammo, but it does give us extra ammo with these ones, which is nice. The same cannot be said about the flamethrower, which we'll get a bit later on. Another speed thing, we can peek over this edge and grab the button. Again, by using the peek. It's a peek clip just like Mission 3, but much easier because it's a bigger prompt. And we just got a droid here. So I got the revolver out. These guys have not been tickled in a long time. They've been trapped down here in this basement for a while, so they are very, very aggressive. Now, the hazmat suits, these are actually technically Super Joes, and we saw them a bit ago as well. And the Super Joes have like twice as much health, as well as do... No, wait, no, I think they do the same amount of damage. Okay, he'll just punch me. And then this guy, I need to tickle as well. That said, they're actually a little bit easier to tickle. They have I guess a more prominent animation as they try to grab you, and so it's actually a little easier to tickle them, so long as you got the timing right. You gotta do it while they are grabbing you. Unlike the other droids where you have to kind of do it before they grab you, because they grab you more quickly. It's a little weird, but it's alright. That's all we had to do there. I did one punch, so that's 11 extra damage. I probably am gonna drop an extra medkit just to play it. Actually, yeah, it's probably worth dropping that extra medkit despite the other risks. Just for the exit of Mission 14. Anyway, so this is the nest here. We have an autosave as well, which is nice. Now, the nest is all scary and like, wow, look at the aliens and stuff. There's actually not an alien active until our objective updates in a little bit here. So we can run here. There's a facehugger on the ground. He's going to run after us. But he despawns once we stand where we need to press this. We're going to go left, though, because there's another one to our right where if you walk too close to it, he will come out. So we're going to go strafe backward and left. Come around here, activate this. Now, once this thing hits the ground, the aliens will be active, and we have one scripted coming up here, too, a little bit earlier on.
So what you're doing right now is we're disengaging the locking mechanisms in both the alpha and beta cores, and then we're going to head to the cores to basically overload them.
Yeah. So what we're trying to do now, instead of getting the hell out of here, we are trying to burn the nest by overloading the cores, which sends a huge shockwave through this. And I think something about there being water in the ground or something, and it's like electricity. I don't know exactly how it's supposed to work, but yeah. We got another hugger here, so I have the flamethrower out and ready to go. Boop. Gonna kindly suggest that hugger does not touch us. Oh, I got an alien here, but he's scripted, giving just enough time to run around the corner and get into this hole. Now, the reason these holes are nice is because the aliens do not fit in the holes. So he's gonna try to get me, but he can't. He can't fit in here. And there's no vent in this upcoming room. So what we're gonna do is shoot this panel here. The aliens hear the gunshot, so if you hear he just went into the vent. That is because he wants to try to get me, but he can't get to me by coming straight after me. So he's forced to vent. We got the flamethrower back out. Now we have another one scripted to walk across here. And depending on how fast he is, we might have to play a risky game. Looks like he's gonna be slow. Anyone to my left? Okay, nice. Just like that. They do kind of have eyes in the back of your head, but if you're quiet, it makes a bit of a difference. All right, I'm going to do one of the only things I've done strategically. Oh, that's not my revolver. Come on. Gonna shoot down that hallway. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. He might drop here. Looks like we're right.
So that was just a little bit unfortunate. The aliens can be a little bit weird.
Actually, that was still good RNG. What we want to avoid is the alien spawning in that hallway that I have to run straight through to exit. The reason I have to run loudly is actually because the ceiling will force me to stay crouched if I start psycho running through it. We got one dropping here.
If you are too
We're gonna wait for him to
slow
put
on
his arms up just like that, and I'm gonna press a button. So unlike Mission 3, I have to stagger the alien myself. Sorry, go ahead, Nico.
Yeah,
There's a lot
if you
about
are
Mission
too
14 on my
slow
mind.
making your way back, there's actually another facehugger on that path where you first met that other facehugger on the floor. So if you don't even notice it when it's kind of like coming towards you, you could be a KO. So you have to be mindful of the facehugger and your timing on the way back.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. I shot the revolver. We got a good alien, hopefully. He didn't do what I want him to, but we're gonna tickle this guy here. We did not get a very good formation on these droids. I'm gonna bring out the pipe bomb, and I'm gonna try to activate this terminal. Nice. We got a white minigame, which is good. That's a fast minigame. We're gonna throw it at them right there. Oh, I missed this guy. That's a bummer.
So now this is the process
Oh,
of the core.
I thought I'd only take 2. All right, this is gonna take me a little bit because I need a few extra shells here. Usually that pipe bomb's supposed to get all 3. Again, I had a really bad formation RNG wise. Green mini games are so slow that we actually exit out of them to reopen the terminal to get a faster mini game. Again, it's a bummer I wasn't able to do what I wanted to.
So Dre is shooting faster with the shotgun, actually, if you didn't see. So he's basically abusing a bug where if you shoot a shotgun shot and then peek quickly,
yep, it's yet another bug. Thanks to our friend the peek key.
So it's animation cancellation is technically what we're doing.
Yeah, so we cancel the mission, which is really nice. And we have more droids spawn as soon as we get the last ones. But we have to, it is really nice to take out all 4. Now you don't have to take out all 4, but it is a much different game to not take out all 4 droids here. So yeah, finally, last thing we have to do is activate this lever to get everything set for the purge. It is. It's a peak game. I love it. We're gonna be a little quiet here. Hopefully, get ourselves better droid formations. Yes, looks like we're good. Nice. Sometimes they like to be right here, and then you have to slow yourself down to tickle them as well. But yeah, we gave those super droids an ultimate tickle. Getting the shotgun out one more time. He's gonna punch me. And that is the last dangerous thing of Mission 14, thankfully.
So so those androids, they're called working Joes, and their coin term is like you always know a working Joe, because when they're after you, they'll say that. It's a little bit creepy actually if you're playing the game casually.
It is, yeah. Oh, they're so creepy, especially If you unless you speak Italian, they're especially creepy in English, because then you hear them and they're like, yeah, I'm not okay with this voice.
But yeah, so there's.
So I use peek to cancel my fall there as well. Again, you're also supposed to be staggered there. There's a lot of fall staggers out of the vents.
This is like the final sort of like.
Oh yes, this part gets really loud as well. So yet another headphone users beware. This part gets really loud.
This is the final process of trying to overload all of the cores, essentially causing kind of like an EMP throughout this part of Sevastopol. I think it's Sevastopol, isn't it? So we are hoping that this kind of like this purge, this explosion of CMP, is going to rid of the xenomorphs, but
there's a little jump scare there too. I didn't call that one out though. Alright, I'm gonna drop 2 medkits because I've got mission 16 coming up. Now I know this is only mission 14, we're still mission 15. But I want to be healed beforehand because I'm inevitably gonna forget. I was gonna bind the Molotov to 3 instead of my pipe bomb. Oh, that's a fun fact if I were to mention mission 2. You can bind your items by looking at the radio menu and clicking the respective number. Which is a really, really useful trick, so I can whip out whatever I want when I want. Except I don't have a flare to show off. Let's see here. I have like, so my Molotov, right? Just press 3 or EMP mine 4. But yeah, I'll go back to my regular tools. So we get a bit more loot here, so it's gonna be just by luck we get that flare here.
So we're gonna be ending mission 14 really soon here. Dre's gonna have a little bit of time to loot around. This is a nice little calm point, and we're also on to 15, which Nico mentioned is like the ultimate pee break time because we watch a really long cutscene.
Yeah, we get even longer pee break if you don't think you're fast enough in mission 9. Another
There
injector.
is-
Actually, that's really nice. I've been low on injectors this run, so that's another medkit we can make.
There is a dialogue glitch here where it can skip the entire thing. It's really rare, and we don't know how to reproduce it. We actually add time to it if it happens.
Okay, so I just got another baton charge, which is awesome. That means we can do the baton in mission 17. Assuming I
Nice.
get another flare, which I still don't have. Razzo is the name in Italian for a flare, but we have no Razzo. Yeah, so funny enough, I have never gotten mission 15 dialogue glitch until literally my very last speed run that I did. Never gotten it before, and then my last run I got it. It's like, well, all right. Guess
So
there's
when
a
you,
time
if you
for
do
everything.
get a dialogue glitch, you have to add the appropriate amount of time specified, which I think is between 40 to 42 seconds or something of that accord, to your final time.
Yeah,
So
I got
with-
a gold by 39 and a half, so it'd be something right
Jeez,
around
yeah.
there.
So on the way back to Ricardo now, and he's going to tell us that the reactor purge has actually reactivated a bunch of
Yeah,
systems
this is
across
also the
that's
second
all-
tram you cannot run out of in the game. There are
Yeah,
3
yeah,
trams
yeah.
you can't run coming out of. This is the second of which. And it's really easy to forget that because you forget that the aliens are a threat. Thanks to mission 10 when you eject from the station.
So with everything that's been kind of reactivated across Sevastopol, we're now going to be making our way over to the medical in the Cymet Tower Bay in the next mission so that we can aboard the Isidora. And over there, oh god, I'm just looking at my notes right now. Over there is where we're going to be meeting up with Taylor, I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, Taylor and Marlowe. Yeah, so this is the, I guess, what, the third time or second time we're going to leave Sevastopol? We're not quite there yet. We're going to medical to use an emergency shuttle. But yeah, we will otherwise be leaving Sevastopol. Man, dude, I really would like 2 more flares for mission 17. This is unfortunate. And Steve does a
Flares,
similar thing
please.
here where we're gonna go far enough away from him fast enough. He's gonna be a little bit confused. Which means we can run and try to lure him into a room, meaning he won't be actively patrolling in the room that he otherwise would be. That droid's there too. All you just gotta do is kind of kindly ignore him, you know. We're gonna run through this room here. So he's gonna try to look in here. There's another sensor. Nothing on that box. This is the room that we need to be in. Steve does like to patrol here, sometimes casually playing. And we're gonna grab the access tuner upgrade. This will allow us to do hacks with 5 symbols, other than Apollo, because Apollo's weird and they programmed it a bit differently. But yeah, not all our hacks will have 5 symbols, and they should be all daunting and scary, except that they're still not too hard. Actually, the 5 symbols are the easiest because you're like the most warmed up at this point, and you get in the zone. Because you know when you first start the hack, you have to actually get to it and you have to find everything, and it's daunting. Whereas once you're actually on it, then you just read the line. The 5 symbols are very satisfying to do quickly. I also do a little. I press my button pretty quickly, or press that button a bunch of times when the screen turns green. I forgot to mention this earlier as well. I honestly have no idea what causes it, but it makes you drop the access tuner much more quickly. Which is also a really nice touch because you save a little bit of time there. And it's one of those really weird bugs. It doesn't make much sense, but it's definitely nice in terms of speedrunning as well.
So this is actually one of the technical karma missions, I like to call it, because aboard the Anisadora there are no xenomorphs. So we are able to roam. We're allowed to roam free and run to no problem, no worry. There is one xenomorph that we do need to be careful of, but apart from that, it's pretty easy going.
Yeah, we have one face-hugging friend in this mission. And of course, usually mission 15, I'm always going too fast. I have a habit of not giving just enough time to take my flamethrower out and then getting face hugged, and it's absolutely tragic. It's not even a hard hugger to avoid too. It's just always it's in the moment that I just forget, you know?
So if you don't actually get the opportunity to flame a face hugger, the best thing that we can suggest to do is to constantly tap the left key, because the left mouse button, because doing that will actually cause you to whack directly
I
afterwards.
typed it wrong.
Oh yeah, 4 5 10.
4 5 10, except that I missed the 5.
Oof. So yeah, like as like a kind of like a backup for if you don't flame correctly, just press the left mouse button.
This is another
It
place your
usually
camera
works out well.
breaks. It's kind of weird. This one doesn't soft lock unlike mission 12, but because we scroll for this terminal, it breaks our camera there for whatever reason. I'd guess the same as the cart in mission 12.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this is a great chance to make sure I have everything bound where I want it. Make sure I have all of my weapons reloaded. So that's really nice to reload. Flamethrower is full. Revolver, we've got completely empty. All right, I'm out of time here. Hold up. We got a little more time after this. This is the other variant of the hack tune. I could have hit that if I were reacting fast enough. Oh, and see, that's how long it usually takes. I actually scrolled a bit early. So revolver, finish reloading this. It's a little bit shaky. Do I only have 5 shots? I only have 5 shots. And the shotgun is full. Awesome. So that should be everything we need. Let me get the flamethrower out for our friend Mr. Hugger.
So we can actually abuse quite a few things with huggers. We're gonna see it in mission 18. Hopefully,
Oh,
we'll do
yes,
mission
yes.
18. But just to mention it, the hugger will always try to jump on your face, hence the name face hugger. So if you like,
There's a Hugger
do
behind these
180
phallic-shaped boxes here. There he is. Yeah, it's funny the boxes are shaped like a very phallically shaped because it's the devs being like, hi, yeah, here we're gonna be dicks to you, give you a nice hugger.
And so
There's
like
also a lot of
basically,
right turns here.
oh yeah,
Yeah, go
that's
ahead,
right.
Knowles.
Oh yeah, so I was just saying with like huggers, what you can do to abuse them is you can turn like 180 degrees, and it'll force the hugger in front of you, so you can actually prevent it from body blocking you and save just a little bit of time. It's not a huge time save, but it is something like a little bit cool.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about. I've been calling it the Mets strat. I don't know if that's accurate, but I saw Mets do it.
Oh yeah, Mets has definitely been pretty big with stuff like that. This like doing micro time saves and this optimizing. Also, we're coming up on the trivia break.
Yeah, dude, pee break time. And I think I'm gonna use the break accordingly. I've had a lot of water with me today, so I'll be right back, guys.
So this is a great time. So Drayux, the guy that's running right now, he did get into Games Done Quick. So this has been kind of cool, to be on with, Fastest Furs. It's
Great.
like it's super cool. Really glad that the community is coming together. Alien has definitely been picking up traction. Nico's definitely a big part of that for sure.
Hi.
Yeah.
So shall I talk about that actually?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so I've been mostly running the crouch clipping speedruns, and there is any percent which is usually about 25 minutes, and through doing this, we managed to bring that specific run, the 25-minute run, over to Games Done Quick, to European Speedrunning Assembly, to UKSM for their mini-series. There's a few other events that we have got the CC only for, all for fantastic charity events. And now that the 25-minute run has had a good amount of exposure, Games Done Quick have been very gracious in giving the full run an experience. And it's a great pleasure to be able to present it to you guys today. The essential practice for that specific run. It's an amazing time to be within the Alien speedrun community, because we've been trying to get this game. I believe like some of the runners like QD and a few other people have been trying to submit it to Games Done Quick for a few times, and unfortunately it hasn't been accepted and stuff for that. I think with the initial shorter runs being submitted, it's been a kind of a good boundary into the speedrunning events and marathons.
Oh my, guys, I'm back, by the way, as you see from the moving on the screen. Yeah, the timing is literally perfect. It's fantastic. So when Taylor, as you saw, got Marlowe because he's doing some dangerous things. Man, attack isn't a funny spot on this one. Yeah, unfortunately, we're gonna try to show off the system, but what you learn if you have playing the translated version, Marlowe forces the overload despite the fact you're turning it down, and so this is unfortunate for Taylor. This is Well, not quite, not quite. But yeah, a bit rough for Taylor. Let's see.
More
there's something
unfortunate
blue
for
back there,
Marlo, right?
too. Nah, dude, Mr. Marlowe's fault. He was already planning on doing this. Oh, yeah, there's gonna be a big boom, and then unfortunately that's the point where we abandon Taylor. Now this sounds terrible. She dies faster if we look at that. If we stay looking in the direction of Taylor. So unfortunately we need that to happen for the run. I'm sorry, Taylor. And there's the boom. And this is the ultimate moment, my friends. Can we get an F for my friend Taylor?
So yeah, Taylor, we actually have it in the Alien Isolation speedrunning Discord. We have a roll call called Taylor did nothing wrong. So yeah,
Taylor did nothing wrong.
Actually, Taylor really did do nothing wrong. So it's really unfortunate that we lost her. We're obviously losing a lot of the people that we cooperated with, such as like Wait, Taylor, and
so Gravity gives up on this there for a little bit, by the way. And so guess what? You know, we have a bunch of left turns. So you know, the Nistor is a really, really well-designed ship or something.
I sometimes like to associate Taylor with the Coldplay song.
which
The
one?
Coldplay song.
Fix you.
Oh no.
Oh man, dude. All right, and once we got from this pair, this will conclude mission. I guess once the loading screen fades out, this concludes mission 15 here. Oh man, let's see here. Yeah, so mission 16 is my personal least favorite mission. I have the worst luck with mission 16, so guys, I need your best blessings here, because there's 3 security guards and there's 2 security guards with revolvers and then like another 3 or 4 with shotguns. So shotguns actually aren't a threat, but the revolvers absolutely are. And so we need to make sure I get the right formation, as well as that I react to the right formation correctly in order to survive the onslaught of the revolver security guards. This is why I have the Molotovs, because Molotovs are the best way to deal with revolver humans, but even still, it's not perfect. So wish me luck here.
Good luck, buddy.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Got it.
So we got 1 and 2. Perfect. Our second guy's right there. Shotgun out for that. Oh, I missed him. That's a bit slower. And I'm just going to go like that. Keep an eye out for a revolver guy here. He is in the room. Oh, it hit me. Okay, I'm so lucky to be alive. Looks like we're all right. It helps that that guy's close to shoot a shotgun. So I actually survived the basement. It was a little slow. I was a little slow to take out my shotgun. But we are still all right. Again, the punch only does, I think, 12 damage. All right, hey, Ricardo.
It can do up to 24%.
Oh, up to 24. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I survived, so now is heal central. I'm gonna activate this one as well. And that is my last medkit. So let me just quickly fix that.
So, I mean, although revolvers are definitely strong, I do think it's weird that you can be shotgun point blank and not die and hardly take.
Oh yeah, the shotguns are a joke. Shotguns do 12 and a half. I grabbed that injector there as well. Sometimes loose ones back there. Yeah, a close range shot with the shotgun does literally 125 damage of your 1000. It is absolutely a joke. And it does progressively less from further away. And so the shotguns pretty much aren't a threat, except the fact they make noise. Oh, I forgot to grab that charge back. Sometimes you get way too many charge backs, other times you got none. So I need to make sure I grab that charge back on the way out from Ricardo.
So androids actually punch for, I think, about the same amount of damage as a shotgun. But it's kind of funny on Novice, if you get punched from a android, I believe you only take 3% of your health. So you can tank 33 hits from an android without it killing you.
Yeah, it's quite a few.
It's very, yeah, like Novice does make things a lot easier. So if you're trying to learn the run and if you're interested, it's definitely worth to start on Novice so you don't have to worry about as many things and then progressively work up towards Nightmare. At least that's how
I of course have no sanity, so I
least...
started on Nightmare.
I was gonna say, if you're crazy like us, start Nightmare. It's
then again, the alien being predictable is really, really nice. Because I tried doing a Novice run because Knowles invited me to a race in Novice, and it was actually tragic on Nightmare. Oh, sorry, on Novice, because come on. Okay, this is all RNG when these things spawn. It was really slow this time.
It's like
this
a lot
minigame
of
is
the
horrible.
a lot of the nightmare strats when we're trying to manipulate the xenomorphs into specific patterns just don't align with novice. And that's why we were saying earlier on. I think it was Knowles who might have mentioned about it, but like the xenomorphs for novice are so much more unpredictable than nightmare.
Yeah, it's they're a bit rough. And nobody's he's easier to defend against because if you flame him, and he still jumps at you anyway, he will just kind of jump over you, knock you down, which does not happen in Nightmare mode. So he is still easier to avoid in Novice. It's just like in terms of running, he's a good bit slower because he doesn't do what you want him to. The same with the androids. See, the androids will also be a little bit weird. They will wait to notice you so long that then they grab you from a weird angle and then you miss tickling them as well.
There is a fun little bit you can do here for crouch clipping only. You can actually scroll into the barrier of this whole bit, and you can go outside of bounds and then spawn right at the door that you entered, completely ignoring this whole elevator bit, and then so you don't have to wait for it to go from the top part all the way back down to the base. That's always a fun little bit to do.
Yeah, the CC does a lot of good tricks, right? So this is the second reason I dislike Mission 16. This is basically Mission 9, except the aesthetic is less cool and the story is far less populated. So again, we get another spacewalk at the speed of snail. And,
this is essentially another walking simulator, like Mission 9.
It really is, yeah.
I mean, at least like we get to see the cool environment of space, like, you know, next to Sevastopol.
You'll see like a few cool visuals, but really this is just a huge.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty cool outside, but yeah, we still haven't found any way in OCC to speed up this section at all.
Yeah, I mean, like even in CCFPS, it's not. Really
oh yeah, CCFPS, you can't skip the spacesuit either because you get a camera lock.
I mean, just run, forehead.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I wish so badly you could run here.
I mean, from here on, what we're basically going to be doing is we're going to be making our way to a lift which will take us downwards. So, we just changed our spacesuit. We're going to be going outside to activate a satellite so that we can re-establish communication with, I think it's with Elaine at the Torrens, isn't it?
Yes, so our original goal, right? Mission 2, we're on the station. We're like, oh crap, we got to contact the Torrens. We are finally in the process of doing that. 14 missions later, we are finally contacting the Torrens.
But there've been a lot of hiccups on the way, haven't there? So
there's been quite a few hiccups along the way.
It's been a little bit of a tough time.
So as you can see, that huge floating like globe thing to our left, I'm pretty sure that's a gas giant.
Yeah, this is the gas giant around which Sevastopol orbits, KG-348.
I've always thought it was the sun.
That is one interesting looking sun, not gonna lie.
You know what? I stand corrected. I stand corrected.
Okay, so yeah, in Mission 10, that lab that we rejected off, and I'll look at it in a bit, basically crashed down into that gas giant. So that one Steve is no more, but we still have a couple more Steves to deal with. But yeah, so we're in orbit and we launched it off of the orbit and just had it. I guess you can see it in my face, but you can it spiraled down and is no longer. Let's see here. Yeah, so we finished the first part of the walk. Now we got to walk down here and unlock the terminal or unlock the whatever it is, the manual like panel adjust or something, dish adjust. It's like climbing onto the roof and then adjusting your satellite dish. Pretty much. But we need to point this big beacon at the Torrens.
So when we were in that little elevator section, it actually gave us values for what we needed to kind of like predict where to assign the dish positioning. So after we've turned on all the power for this section here, we're going to go back up the stairs to that little point where we're going to be entering specific numbers, which is going to be it's 35 and 75, that order, correct, right?
Yeah, 35 then
35?
75, because it starts at 90 on the first one and then 0 on the
Correct.
second. So you go the long way both times, and it's annoying.
And the nice thing about doing that specific bit is all you have to do is hold D and then get ready to press E at the appropriate times. For this section here, whilst we're waiting for, like, we just have to wait for the first point of grabbing the bits to turn on the power. It's a bit of a wait, but you know, as soon as you see that prompt to press E, you spam E immediately.
I even
I've
start
often-
like a little early. I just start
Yeah.
scrolling after that. After the window opens, I know I've got like 5 or 10 seconds to start scrolling at it.
I've missed countless times where I just kind of like turn away for 1 second and just like, oh, I need to press E. So
Yeah, yeah,
it surprises
exactly.
you.
It really does, yeah, because your mission 16 is so dreary, and then it's like, oh yeah, I got one thing I've got to do kind of quickly here. Yeah, so we basically unlocked these dishes so we can rotate them around, which is exactly what we're gonna do here. We're gonna rotate this one in front of us with this terminal, as Nico said. It's gonna be 35 and 75. Oh, it starts at 10, not 0, my mistake. Oh no, you got to go backwards around. That's right. I remember how it works now.
I was discussing this with Knowles recently, but I actually managed to get myself soft locked here.
It is possible, yeah. Anytime
Yeah.
you activate a prompt and leave the prompt, there's a small chance you soft lock. I lost a really good run in mission 13. Right after my save clip, when you have to turn off the security on Apollo to make the hack easier. And I exited the minigame, and my camera was frozen, just like in mission 2, except they didn't have any locker to fix it.
So imagine if you're doing this whole mission in mission 16, and you get up to the spacewalk area, you haven't saved for a while, and then this bit soft locks. You have to redo all of mission 16 or run resets.
Usually I just stop the run when I
Yeah.
lose mission
I mean,
16. I'm like, yeah,
It's rare enough that we accidentally press the Q button, but it can happen. It can happen. So
there will be a spot I will do a safety save for the nature of the run coming up. Because it's really easy to die, and if you do die, you have to do this entire spacewalk again, which is almost the same duration as Mission 9 as well. But yeah, now we're finally talking to Verlaine, that lady that was in the Torrens and back in Mission 1 all the way.
Yep, so we're finally talking to Verlaine. That's our captain. That was the lady that gave us the documents at the beginning. So we finally pointed the satellite. I think that's what it is. I'm guessing that's what it is.
Yeah, a big satellite-looking thing.
Yeah, and we are able to communicate with her finally, but there's more issues to come ahead, so we're gonna have to complete those.
More issues.
Also, we just had my
game.
favorite Italian word of the run. It's mititi.
Come on.
Oh no.
I just had to throw that out there. It's very important to me. That's the one saving grace of Mission 16.
I could not sense the immaturity at all. Not at all.
No, zero immaturity.
Zero.
Speedrunning is a very mature thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know.
I don't actually know exactly what it means either. The English right there when she says that is just get into position. She says mititi something positione, so I'm gonna assume it means just get, but I don't really know.
So fun trivia kind of situation here.
Oh
And
yes. So keep an eye out up here a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of casual players actually miss this section here. If you look up, we've been hoping for ages that, like, you know, there's no xenomorphs on Sevastopol.
Oh.
We've got rid of them all.
There he is.
Yep.
Mr.
there he is.
Feisty Boy is breaking quarantine.
And making his way back into
So
Sevastopol.
yeah,
which,
I'm being not quite as out from my lines to show him off. He's crawling up. He's gonna go in that room in there.
Yeah,
adds a
there he
little
is.
bit more
Just 5 minutes.
spice to the situation.
Anyway, we're back in here in the airlock, and that's not the only time we see that guy, and you guys will see shortly after I safety save. Wonder if there's any correlation to that. Of course, going for the world record, I wouldn't safety save here, because if I die even after the safety save, then it's like, well, run is still over. But you know, for a marathon, this is probably one of the most important safety saves.
Yes.
I can neglect the safety save in Mission 6, and I can neglect it in Mission 17, but this one here, oh man, does it suck if you miss.
If you die here, you lose probably around 15-16 minutes. It's really
Don't worry, Hotbot, there's still a bit more tickling going on. Mission 17, we have some tickling. Actually, yeah, mission 17 is the last mission for tickling, but we do have mission 17. Don't worry. Okay, so strategically here, just like in mission 14, there's an alien out here, and he's not gonna be able to get into this room, which is perfect because we can make him try to get into us in this room, which will force him to vent. And we'll actually be able to get really, really close to him because he's decided already he's going for a vent. Assuming I do this right, and we get good RNG. So we need him to see me and be grumpy at me in here.
So like in the window. Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
No, you've got it. You got it.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, that's not usually what happens.
So, yeah, the humans actually shouldn't be doing that. So we're actually abusing a mechanic. Basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to make Steve vent. Because...
Yeah, so what just happened has never happened to me before.
Yeah, that was...
I've literally never had that happen. So that was funny as hell.
That was interesting.
Hey,
Yeah, that
it's
was...
still working. We're still safe. So, you know, I guess
Nice.
it works. But yeah, that's not what's supposed to happen.
So no,
Okay,
so
the alien is scripted here as well.
I think we should probably explain what was meant to happen.
Yeah, go for it.
So basically what we do is
Alien's
we
gonna run
block
out of
that window and we try to get Steve to look at us. The door to our right actually won't open for Steve unless we're the one to initiate it opening. So he'll vent trying to get to us, and then we walk out.
Oh, come on, big guy. Come on, big guy.
So Dre's in a very stressful...
Sorry, that was
right
unfortunate. Yeah, so now we gotta go back past these guys. Unfortunately, they saw me in that first guy. He was walking the way for bad RNG. We're just gonna show him what our shotgun looks like. A little violent, I know.
Steve
Oh,
is...
Steve dropped behind me. That's actually good. That means we'll have a fast exit.
Yep. So it's
Nice,
actually good for
nice.
us because he goes for the humans and then
Yeah.
he's not in our way here.
It's a very, very tricky balance to get that to work just how you want. But yeah, fortunately got lucky. So that human walking out half the time does block you and then he alerts the other humans, which if I failed to kill one of the revolver guys is pretty much run ending. Anyway, we're in mission 17 now. I don't know if I have any flares. Let's find out in a bit here. Gonna smack that door. No, I don't have any flares. I can't do the door break.
Oof.
Well, that's tragic. We still have plenty of time hitting that wall to get through this. I can't do the fast strat though, dude. This is what kills me about this run. If you get bad RNG, it is just absolutely tragic sometimes.
So that's a very
anyway.
big downfall of Nightmare. So Nightmare AM no CC is very reliant off getting flares, which is kind of problematic
Got my-
because if we don't get them, we lose a lot of time.
So I did a range baton stun on this guy as well. Usually I do it in a different spot because I'd have the flare. But nonetheless, it's still the best way to take him out because he doesn't make any noise, which would make Steve drop sooner.
Did you just range baton him in the groin
Yes, I did.
area? Wow.
Yeah, so usually you're supposed to drop a flare. And he's supposed to walk by this door, and there's a hugger behind this door, but because of the way, if the human opens the door for us when we turn on the power because he's standing here. Okay, so the alien will drop because we threw that down, which makes him grumpy. I gotta unbreak my camera. Oh no! So what I just did, I missed the canister. So I have completely failed mission 17. That's all right.
Redo.
The save is right there. That was a big oopsie.
Yes.
What was I saying? So anyway, the human would actually make the hugger despawn, so the hugger's never a threat, and thus because you never killed the hugger, the Steve is never scripted to drop, and thus he's not a problem.
Yeah, so it's a really good idea to be able to use it. So we did it in mission 7 where we had a human open the door.
Come on. Well, he shot.
It's the same thing here though. We're trying to get the human to open the door for us, and for some odd reason, it doesn't spawn.
Oh, come on. I am having a difficult time here with mission 17. The human wasn't supposed to shoot me, but I messed up my baton charge, so he shot at me.
Redo.
Oh, dude, mission 17 is either like a nice, easy flow, or will absolutely throw you for as many loops as it can.
Again, mission 17 is another sort of like a run killer section. So what you're seeing here is like this is things that can happen within.
Yeah, and
speed
again,
runs.
if I had the flare, this would be so much better, because I don't have to worry about the human.
The lucky thing about mission 17 is that obviously for respawning and stuff like that, like there's not like an immensity of time loss. So like, you know, we're not going to be having to do
There
a
we go.
whole 15 minutes of of a mission again.
Yeah, that is a
So-
nice part. The deadly part is mostly kind of right at the start here, as well as another spot later where we have a safety save. Mission 17 is supposed to be really, really brutal when casually playing, but that actually helps us out quite a bit in terms of the full run. Because we have a lot of safety saves, or sorry, in terms of backup saves, so we have a lot of save spots. Okay, trying this again. So the alien is scripted drop after here, and I made a lapse of attention. There it goes.
So what we're doing right now is we're actually initializing the transit systems to make
Yeah.
our way over to the next area.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to use that last EMP mine for the intended purpose. And
So-
hopefully Steve does not see me on this side.
Yeah, so Dre's gonna try to bait the alien to go for the EMP mine because it also responds to sound, so that's why he's using it here. He's also gonna be
Oh,
using.
that
it
was
for
not what we're
speakers
supposed to hit! Oh, dude, mission 17 is, messing me up left and right. That was supposed to go past that panel, but I guess the hitbox was weird. Oof, dude. We'll still be alright if we're lucky. Steve will vent, or I have extra fuel. I still have 500 fuel yet, so my flamethrower is still full. So we have plenty of fuel for this run. Fortunately, RNG did not debate me that way. Alright, I was a little slow on that tram starting up. That was awesome. Me not focused as much. I've kind of messed up this mission 17 a little bit. Alright, so because
This is
Steve
good
had
practice,
dropped, we
mate.
need to do a strategy here where we basically be really, really mean to this box. Steve can hear how mean we're being to this box, and is very scared that the same thing will happen to him, and thus he will leave us be for just a little bit longer. I forgot to grab the charge pack! Guys, I'm messing up!
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna.
I can't
mention
make the
that.
noisemaker either. I knew I'd forget it. Ah, man, that's a bummer.
Do you have a flare or 2 flares?
Nope, I am flat out of flares. Alright, so anyway, I'm glad I have the extra flamethrower fuel because I have really, really bad RNG for this mission 17. Hey, you know, the cool thing about this run is there are alternative strategies you can use. Yeah, it's a bummer. So usually you throw the noisemaker in that corner, and the reason is for Steve coming up. Let's hear. Hotbot, you were fascinated with the tickling, right? This is the very last tickle we get this run, right here.
Yeah,
So
so
it's like that.
Dre.
We should be able to do this. I'm pretty good at the keycard clip, so it should be fine.
So Dre kind of done goofed here. He's supposed to have a noisemaker so that he can throw it in the corner, and that baits Steve to
did.
vent. So that we can grab the key card in a really strange way here. It's really cool grab.
Okay,
on-
nice. He vented anyway. So he didn't sense me, so we're good to go. Now, again, I wish I had a second flare for this hallway as well. Unfortunately, I don't. So we're going to do the other backup strategy here, but I was able to play that other room very, very well. Now, it does mean Steve can be a threat at this vent that I'm literally standing under right now. That said, the odds of that are not huge, and if I stay close to the wall, he won't grab me. Again, I will have to do a slightly slower strategy because I do not have the flare that I want. But we're able to just sneak out right past there. I'd usually drop a flare right here. And it causes Steve to be walking out of this hallway when we come back through it. We actually have to go through this hallway 4 times. This is the first, and we'll come back through it in a little bit. Then we have to go through a generator, so we have to go fix the generator, or reactivate the generator, and then come back cross on the exit again. So we gotta do the hallway 4 times. Again, that's what makes this mission so deadly for the casual player. But because we're cool, it should be alright. Again, I completely smooth brained the first part of this mission, so that was not quite as cool of me. So there's a key card in here as well as a hugger behind the boxes. As well as flamethrower fuel to our right. There's always another thing that's guaranteed to spawn is this flamethrower fuel. It's only 25, but you know, every little bit counts.
So
I used probably 10 on that hugger.
we're going towards a scripted event here.
Yeah,
Steve,
this is scripted here.
It's gonna jump through a window, and actually, after he vents up here, Dre's about to see him. When he
You are
vents-
kidding me!
Oh, so Dre got really unlucky.
Oh my god, dude! Mission 17!
Yeah, rip.
So, what Steve is supposed to do is run away from the flamethrower. What he actually did was try to run towards a vent in my direction. Oh my gosh, dude. So that's why the flare is really nice.
All right, yeah. So we can go over quite a few things now because of these
Oh
unfortunate.
my gosh.
We got
So-
Why
it.
the estimate for this category is 3 hours and not 2:45? Because
So-
something like this is bound to happen. That's not what I want.
Um,
I meant to
There's-
use my baton charge.
there is a
Oh,
lot
you're
of things that
kidding
could
me,
go
dude.
wrong here, honestly.
Yeah.
So Dre's trying to respond to it best he can. It actually really is difficult.
It's
Yo,
because-
Dre,
it's so much
Dre.
easier if you have 2 flares coming into this mission.
Take a
The
deep
first
breath,
flare I
buddy.
throw
Take a
here.
deep breath.
Oh, good thinking. Oh man, it's just like. Okay.
It's so easy to get
Demons
yourself
there.
worked up.
It
with,
is. Oh yeah, you fail something, you're like, oh no, everyone thinks I'm terrible
Yeah.
at this game now.
No, like,
No,
it's like,
I'm just getting debated by RNG. Again, having 2 flares is nice. You throw the first for the human here. There we go. Oh, there we go. Broke my camera there. Oh, come on. Oh, come on! Jeez.
Uh-oh.
And then the second would be for that hallway as well. But again, I just had very unfortunate luck by having very, very few flares this run. So you can do the backup strategies here. Unfortunately, I've just gotten remarkably unlucky this run regarding the backup strats. Because that thing fell
Again,
over.
this is
Worth
all
keeping an eye
practice,
on.
buddy. This is all practice.
Oh, man. It's how Alien likes to be, you know?
Like the game is like incessantly trolling to a lot of runners. It's not just like, you know, when it comes to marathons, it happens to literally every single run. There's always at least, I mean, like, I
What?
think you.
Oh, my gosh.
I would definitely do some safety saves just to prevent
Yikes,
this.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, the safety save I do is literally right after that hallway. Or that I practice doing. Okay, so, yeah, usually you blast Gander, he sees all the flame, he runs away. I'm just having a... I'm having a heck of a time with Mission 17 here today.
So I was gonna
Oh,
say this,
yikes.
Dre and Knowles, could you at least confirm with me that, like, at least once a run there is always a troll?
Oh,
That
always
happens.
something goes
in the game.
wrong.
It's always
100%.
one troll. So the matter of fact that, like, especially with Nightmare with the RNG of the xenomorphs, the androids, the humans, there's always one thing. There's always one thing that will want to, like, kind of like instigate just an annoyance.
This run is fun, and I say it's for this reason, but man, I've had a lot of things. So what you saw me doing the first time I ran kind of past Steve is because sometimes he's really slow to drop there, like he was this time. It's always a clever trick you can use to save a bit of flamethrower fuel. If you use if you use that canister, but I guess he didn't like the canister today, so let me do it this way again.
So Dre is aiming there for a specific reason. So when our camera breaks, if we actually aim, it breaks us out of that lock. We
Finally, I've got the strategy I usually try to do here. Again, Steve's been a little bit feisty. First time he dropped really fast, so the second time I used the canister to deal with that. This is what usually I try to do, though. I try to skedaddle over to this button as fast as possible. Again, assuming I don't have the flare. And then once I'm back here, I can drop my last EMP mine, so he's distracted by it for long enough. He might vent or stays over there. Question for the runner. Thoughts on Nightmare Mode playing for the first time? Nightmare Mode is super daunting playing it the first time. Reason being that Nightmare Mode, you don't have any map. So you do actually see where you need to go with the tracker, but a lot of casual players don't realize this.
Like,
Okay, looks
I-
like we
I
should
like
be
to-
alright here.
I like to force people to play Nightmare blind as a meme.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, it's an amazing experience because, like, you actually experience what, like, would be
It
the
is
true
it is
terror.
really immersive, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, you got no, as Drake said earlier on in the run, you got no HUDs, you got no sign of your health, you got no maps. It, like, essentially what you would be doing is you would be pitted against a whole lot of everything, and you're just there to try to figure out, like, what you need to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really, really easy to get lost in this game. And again, not having a map, it's so easy to get lost because you don't have it on Nightmare. In terms of the difficulty settings altogether, the game was kind of designed to be played on hard mode. Hard mode is kind of that main, like, you get a good amount of loot that you have to use it tactically, but you're not suffering for loot. The AI is sensitive but not overkill, as well as, you know, you get all the other things normal that would make sense. All right, so we gotta do a tickle again here. The other difficulty scales or difficulty settings are just kind of scaled versions of the same thing, which can be deadly, or sorry, not necessarily deadly. It makes the game kind of behave really, really weird. Like the aliens, AI, and novice, once you get a little bit cocky, it's just an absolute joke. All right, I just grabbed the key card again. See, hopefully we'll do the same thing in Vent.
So again, he's doing a no CC strategy with the E bound to the mouse wheel and crouching at a specific time. He's able to like grab the key card through the wall.
So for the bang of the bug, yeah, bang of the bug's hard mode. Hard mode is kind of how the game feels like it should be played. In my personal opinion, I do like a good challenge on a game, but you don't feel any additional being extra lost. Okay, so Alien is in the vent above me right now, so I gotta make sure I do not press straight backward. I need to go just left out of here. There we go. And then yeah, nightmare mode is a fun time. I usually recommend it after you played through the game casually once and not nightmare mode. All right, I'm gonna do the additional safety save here, just so we don't do mission 17 again. Again, usually you don't need to. I just had a really, really unfortunate time. Which again, why I estimated this at 3 hours, because sometimes you just have everything that can go wrong does go wrong,
Yeah,
and usually that happens in one mission. So it happens that because I don't have the good RNG for loot, everything that can go wrong that is going wrong mission is here in mission 17.
You should just pretty much expect that if you're doing Nightmare, that loot is probably not going to be on your side. It's a huge meme that like the loot is just going to be terrible.
Yeah,
like,
either terrible or fantastic. There's rarely an in-between. Oh, do you want me to crouch there? Okay, so he's going to do his thing again. Again, hopefully, I might have gotten a bit close to him when I flamed him the first time as well. That also is an issue. But, because yeah, he's usually a bit further in the hallway.
So throughout the earlier part of this run, I'll just answer the question there in the chat. The bits like up to like from mission 1 to mission 10, absolutely fine, like pretty clear, nice and easy. That is all pretty.
Okay. One note here, sorry if I may. So Alien is scripted to do something here as well. By the same trick you've seen a couple times, we can actually flame him to do enough damage to him. He's in his animation, so he decides immediately that he's gonna vent. If we do enough damage to him. So we do damage to him, clip through him, and grab that lever right away.
We usually do
which is the cool trick. It makes it look like I have the biggest, like I have balls of steel.
We usually do 3 or 4 flame bursts there. That's enough to kind of like get him into the animation of trying to vent
that's another
upwards.
fun thing we forgot to mention. Yeah, so when you're playing the game, it's actually better to get rid of C by giving him little bursts of flamethrower instead of actually just holding it on him. You use up far less fuel that way, and you can do all the damage you need to. So 3 bursts is usually the magic number, depending on how far away you are and some other RNG. It can be a bit different. But yeah, 3 bursts is usually the magic number, especially, again, if you do it while he's not checking for you and otherwise reacting to your flame.
In a no major glitches run from mission 10, when you go into KG 348, usually what we do is we do at least 4 flame bursts, just because we want to make sure that in the specific part where the alien drops, that he definitely upvents, and usually 4 is
This
good.
exit is very risky, very sketchy. There's a good chance he's going to be in this vent with me. And again, sometimes he doesn't care about going the other way.
Just to answer a question, the earlier stages of Alien are pretty RNG heavy for a speed run, but for casual play,
casual play is not nearly as bad because you have the time to do a lot more looting.
Yeah.
And
I should also mention that right there is the one part of the run I actually use the motion tracker. Now I flipped it out a couple times to show it up, but that's the only time I actually use the motion tracker. Now Steve is inactive here finally. Again, mentioned the activity states. He is not a threat here. Finally. So we have survived mission 17. I'm still technically in it, but I survived the deadly part of it. Again, I'm not the most proud of my mission 17 today, not gonna lie. But you know, stuff happens. That is the nature of this run. That's why it is a difficult run. Despite the fact it doesn't have quite as many cool tricks. Like for example, Portal 2 run has so many movement tricks that takes so many hours of practice. Alien doesn't have those, but it still does have its quirks that makes it a notably challenging run.
So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be taking an elevator over to the space flight terminal, which is where we're going to be trying to enable the docking procedure for the Torrens, I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah. So we're going to try to get off the station, right? That's been our goal ever since we contacted for Lane.
Escape Sevastopol is the main objective absolutely right now.
Yep. So aliens are active here. Again, we have a little bit of a safe time to run. Basically, once we do this hack, then we'll have to be quiet. And I say aliens plural intentionally. Got bad RNG there. So you can't activate it right after another one, just like the other access tuner. So if it's right at kind of the start of the formation. Oh, another trick here as well. Usually you have to go down and reactivate this terminal, but if we stay outside of the range that it's actually scripted to make us wait, we can skip that whole repower it area. And I scrolled a little too soon, so we dropped it slowly. All right, I've got a droid up here, so if I do this right, I won't have to worry about him grabbing me.
So this is one of the more terrifying enemies. So if you're not looking at the droid, when you're going past it, it'll actually grab your leg and you kick it to kill it, but it makes noise. So Steve,
yeah, it makes noise, so the aliens drop, and sometimes the aliens literally kill you while you're still getting out of the droid, as well as it does damage to you and cost time. So you don't want to get grabbed by him.
But
Again,
if
when
you-
we are, whilst we are psycho running or silent running, we do need to be careful about those left turns. Again, that left turns will generate noise.
Yeah, fortunately we don't have to left turn there. All right, so this is fun. Uppy down. Oh, I typed it wrong. Uppy downy if you do it right, I guess. More flamethrower fuel always spawns here by this human. And now we've got to watch a tail. So we got another scripted animation. Tail one to the right. You're going to turn around, flame, while he's in the animation. Bring out the Molotov. And then as this door opens, load it, throw it. That's alien is also scripted there as well, and the Molotov is a far faster way to deal with him.
So really fun but risky.
And as soon as you press this button, all the aliens will despawn. We're gonna have a bit of a kind of a jump scare style cutscene that leads in the second half of 18. But yeah, if you have an alien running after you, if you think you can press this button on time, as soon as you touch it, he will despawn.
So a fun little way to deal with it besides throwing the Molotov, it's usually used in a category called low percent. You use a shotgun and you actually just shoot Steve and it staggers him for about 2 to 3 seconds, and you can run by and try to grab the lever before he catches up to you. Definitely want to suggest it, but it's just a fun little thing that you can do if you want to be
Yes, the fun strats. CC only also has to use the shotgun because you don't ever pick up the flamethrower in CC only. All right, so Knowles was mentioning the facehuggers are kind of weird, right? They always try to jump on your face. So if you are crouched and you have your weapon like out ready to fire it, the facehuggers will try to jump on you. If they try to jump on you from behind, the game will actually add your two speeds together and give us a phenomenon known as hugger boost. It's a little bit tricky because you have to know the timing pretty well. I'm pretty confident with the timing, but because I'm saying I'm confident, so that's the hugger that's actually going to launch us forward. So we need him to come out of that egg. I'm pretty confident with the timing, but you never know sometimes. So we got two here. I actually got the formation needed for double huggers, but double huggers is very, very risky. There's a flare, finally. All right, now, oh, wow, that was faster than I'm used to. Got another hugger there. Wait, what? Wait, okay, so what just happened is that was actually exactly what I needed for double huggers, except that I didn't, I thought I killed both the huggers, so I quite literally, I finally had the perfect setup for double huggers. I could have actually done it, but I didn't realize that it was happening. I've never gotten that to happen.
Let's try it. Let's try it again then.
Yep, there he goes right there.
Luckily, it gives you a nice save here, but Dre's basically trying to abuse the thing where he has both huggers try to yank him forward, and we call
that
it
was
double
actually
hugger
unintentional. Double hugger is really, really nice. But it is incredible. I've spent hours trying to get it, and I've never had the formation just right to get it. And quite literally right there, I had the huggers and the timing perfect. So such is the life. So you see I'm holding my revolver out as well. I'm going to spam click to shoot, because there's actually a second alien supposed to drop right now. The second alien is not scripted like the guy I just ran past, and so he will kill you if you run into him, which of course, you know, is what you want to do. Okay, this elevator is going to fall, so we're going to line up where we need to be. So that was actually really crazy. I didn't expect that I was going to have double huggers, which was a bummer because I could have really flexed hard had I been ready for double huggers. But, you know, such is the run. Dude, what the heck? I've never had that formation, which is the good formation. Oh, man. Well, anyway, so that was the hugger boost, though. So they launched me forward like that. I had that crazy RNG, which is not what usually happens. There's a tram here.
So, on a side note, for an any percent speed run for this, especially for crouch clipping only, you would have to, because you wouldn't have like any flamethrower or anything like that. You would only
can
have
also
really a
skip-
shot.
Sorry, you can also skip that tram by hugging the wall there. Note while it's important. And one more tram here that it's a jump scare. All right, now you can go ahead, Nico. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no worries, no worries.
Wanted to
Yeah,
mention
so
the tram
with
glitch.
the any percent speed run, like you would only really have a shotgun here, like what you have when you first grabbed it, which would only have 4 shotgun bullets. So with the 6 facehuggers that you do have to kill in this area, you would have to kill 6 facehuggers with 4 shotgun bullets. Now, the last 2 facehuggers that you'd be coming up to just in a
so
moment.
what I have here, I'm gonna do an alternative strategy. When a facehugger dies, they body block you for a bit. So I'm gonna actually look this way. There's a hugger here. Boop, boop. And by doing that, I'm able to give myself a path that saves me from getting body blocked by the huggers. It saves just a couple seconds, but it's really nice and very satisfying. And you can't do that with CC only because you need to be able to shoot both those guys.
Yeah. And the distance that the facehuggers can be, it can be quite disastrous. Now, what Drayux is just doing here is that he is holding shift and forwards, and he presses E once. By doing this, the properties of the little lift that he's just basically fallen through, they become null and void, so you can just fall down, and it's called the ladder skip, as we like to call it.
Oh, I didn't know. I actually just did the regular what you do. I haven't learned ladder skip yet, or I haven't gotten.
No, you just did it. You just shifting, shifting
Oh,
forwards.
okay. So I guess that's a good point for discussion then. I actually, so what I do is I don't hold any shift. I just walk out of there and I stroll for the ladder to try to grab it like usual. And basically what I have to do is hold W after you. So you hold W on the ladder, and all you do is walk forward and you fall past it.
Yep. So you can hold shift there usually. Like it does kind of like help you in towards that like forward motion. But you know the same thing applies basically.
Yeah. Oh, whatever it was, that was the fast way to go about that.
There are a few other methods to do it, and one of them does involve like crouching at a specific part of the elevator. Psycho Hypnotic, who obviously does psycho running, he is able to do this specific crouching method very, very flawlessly. I don't know how to do it. Have you seen a nose? Ah, okay.
Knowles might be nice talking. Good talk.
Yeah.
Good talk.
So
This
we're coming
one
up to like the
friendship.
last part of the run now. Now essentially.
Yeah. So yeah, this is basically the home stretch
Yeah.
here.
We like
the
to say
very
this is
end
like
of mission
about 5
18.
minutes left of the run.
Yeah, so what we have is the very last trick that we as the human do as the run, and it's known as double pins. So we have 4 blasting pins that we're going to need to activate in order to get the Taurens off of, detached from Sebastopol. And what you can do if you, at about the same pace you do for Superman back in Mission 12, if you press E at the right time while you're looking at these pins, you can activate 2 of them at once. It's not a super it's not a super difficult glitch. That said, it is the very, very last glitch, so especially when you're on pace for getting a PB, it is so easy to choke the glitch. I am particularly bad at missing it. My role on the Alien Community Discord is single pins for this reason exactly. Because I have thrown 2 PBs back to back because of single pins.
It's a lot harder to do on console for double pins. Something I probably wouldn't recommend, but if you are skilled in your ability of motion and movements with the aiming on console, then by all means try it. But again, I'd say PC is
Yeah,
a bit
you
more
have
of a-
much smaller window to hit E because
Yeah.
your
like
camera
you kind of
movement
like have
speed.
to be moving as you're doing it as well. Like with the PC, because of like the amount of control that you have on the mouse, you can flick your mouse over to the opposite side and then have the ability to spam E.
All right, so once we get both these key cards in here, just like this, we are. Oh, and we got some friends coming to check us out too. It is technically possible to die here, but it's usually a fluke. I have yet to die here. I'm saying that, knocking on wood here. And so yeah, these are the pins right here. So I got to get the lineup. I'm gonna take a little bit extra time just to play it extra cautious.
So these are technically
And looks like I
called
got it
blasting
right there.
pins. These are gonna
Beautiful. Yeah, so as you can see, in the peripheral vision on the right, that second pin's going to come up with this one. It's not supposed to do that, but, you know, it literally saves 15 seconds per double pin. So we
this
got
can
another
save
15 seconds here,
30
and I
seconds
missed it.
overall.
No! Oh man, I'm so good at choking this glitch. So this is what it's supposed to be normally.
So, as true to your role, right?
True to my role, I can't do a run without missing double pins at least once. So
At
that
least-
would
at
have been
least you
another 15
showcased
seconds
it.
of time saved.
At
At least
least
I
you
showed it
showcased
once.
it,
Yeah. And yeah, so now we basically just got an animation here. Coming up is mission 19, and there's a really weird kind of bug where you basically walk in the spacesuit at the same speed you do while not, like, as the same speed you would while not in the spacesuit. We call it fast walk or skill walk, and so far we only know it to be RNG if you get it. I like to press my mouse, the sprint button that I have. I like to just spam it while this is loading for a good omen, but yeah, it's basically like 50-50 shot, fast walk or slow walk. Hopefully you get fast walk because, of course, that means you're fast. But you never know.
Here comes the RNG.
All right, RNG time. And if you do get fast walk, it saves 8 seconds. Yes, we got the fast walk, dude.
Nice.
Oh, man. Despite
Like-
mission 17, this still shows that I am a skilled individual.
You can
skill
get it
walk.
and you can't get it. You know, sometimes it's just
my
like the sort of
spacesuit's bugging
satisfaction
out a
if you
little
do
bit
get
now.
it.
You're not supposed to get it, as you saw from my Facebook, my spacesuit being weird. And now we've got a little cutscene with one more Steve here. That said, all you have to do is hold down for a little while until we look to the right. Once we look to the right, we're gonna hit left, right now, and then once we stop here, we're gonna hold right. Once we look right, now we're gonna scroll, and as soon as we hit this button, it's time. So it's gonna be about 3, 2, 1, right now. And that, my friends, is Alien Isolation, Nightmare, all missions, no CC.
GG.
GG.
Heck yeah. Oh man. So again, I had that unfortunate issue in mission 17, but the rest of the run was pretty cool. Let's see here. Oh, you know, my live split bugged out like crazy.
Really?
Yeah, it says I'm in mission 4, and it says I got a gold mission 3 by about 4 minutes.
Did you have global hotkeys turned on?
Yes, I do, but I have my hotkey set to things that don't break my timer.
Huh.
I think it's because live split always gets buggy when you do some splits. And so, sorry, when it updates, and of course it updated right before today. So I'm willing to bet the issue was that it updated. But yeah, nonetheless, that is Alien. I hope you guys enjoyed the run. We got some credits here.
Yeah, that was a great run. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Dude, thanks for having me. It was great.
Go ahead and tell us when we can watch you at GDQ in a couple weeks.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so of course the schedule is still subject to change. Let me pull it up here though. Games done quick. Schedule. And then if I may, I can post a link in the chat for the schedule.
If it doesn't let you, I'll do it.
Okay,
Go ahead
awesome.
and
Well,
you can
we'll give it a
try it if
shot.
you got it.
Let me know if that works.
No,
Anyway,
just
so yeah, I
stars.
am scheduled
I got
right
it.
now for looks like Monday, August 17th at 10:51 p.m. Central Daylight Time. I guess
it's
so.
gonna
You're
be
Eastern
super
time.
early
So,
for me, yeah.
yeah. So basically, hold on. What is it now? Yeah. So basically, about an hour from now, but on the 17th.
So it's probably going to be 5 a.m. for me when I start commentary then, right?
Oh, it's all stars. I think it's gonna be 5 a.m. for you. Yeah. Let's see. So 11 plus
Yes.
6, right? So yeah, 5 a.m. There we go.
This feels good, man.
That's one you can almost just wake up in the morning for. I'd argue.
Possibly.
I don't know what
We'll
your
find
sleep
out.
schedule looks like, but yeah. But
Honestly.
anyway, so it's an absolute honor. I've had the chance to be able to not only showcase you guys, but also GDQ, show off what Alien's about, and make it a fun time. Yeah, I'm actually genuinely amused. I had a flawless mission 16, and then mission 17 decided to debate me, but such as Alien Isolation, things aren't always consistent like you think, right? The reason I lost mission 17 so many times is that what I'm used to having happen didn't happen anytime. Mostly because I didn't have the flare, but also because they were just acting weird. And so you got to be able to react to it, which is both exciting but also can be deadly in terms of the run.
We'll send you good wishes for good flair.
Yeah, I guess. Oh
main
man,
run.
good flare RNG. I couldn't show off the save clip in 13. I am tempted to try to load in a save and do it, but I gotta.
Yeah, I was gonna ask
Steve
if we
save.
could do that if we have the time.
Yeah, we definitely got a few minutes. You can go ahead.
Nice.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to try to break my camera because I don't have the I don't have the Steve save at the moment. So I'm gonna do the alternate strategy and break the camera on the hack tuner. Hopefully this droid won't be too bad to get. I'm trying to think if there's anywhere else we might be able to find a flare as well, but there's not usually a lot of spots. So
Unless Knowles has a save ready to give you.
Oh, I definitely do if you need it.
yeah, my issue I don't have Steve installed at the moment, so
Yeah, get Knowles. Send
I
send
can't
over
load in
the
the
save
save
then or
all that
something. That's
easily.
the case.
Yeah, I'll bring that right up.
There might
Yeah.
be a different loot in these boxes. That happens sometimes.
Yeah,
I'll
Dre,
just check real quickly.
all right.
Yeah, what's up?
I was gonna say just back out and then Knowles gonna chuck you over safe.
Okay. We'll give that a shot. I gotta open up my alien folder. Oh yeah, the screen's gonna be black at the moment. Sorry about that. All right, system, games.
Yeah, so when you change save files externally, you have to reload the game doing it. It doesn't recognize a change in game, so this is why the screen is currently black whilst we sort out some files.
Actually, Dre, don't use those quite yet. Sorry about that.
No worries.
I was
I'm
running
pulling up the
100% recently, so there.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, so I'll quickly correct those so that nothing's wrong there. Actually, you know what? I can even one-up that idea. I'm just going to send you the 2 load files that are mission 13 with all the items.
Yeah,
Good.
that's fine.
Yep.
Well, we gotta show off this clip. It's
Yeah.
such a cool clip.
Like
Cool.
when it's done like
TSB
well,
folder.
it's such a cool visual. Like it skips an immensity
It's
of 13, isn't it?
yeah, it is. It is arguably the hardest glitch in the run that people actually do. And place in the destination and download, save, close. Sorry, it's arguably one of the hardest glitches in the game, and I think I practiced it enough trying to get world record that I've become pretty decent at the clips, just that it's really cool, and so it's a huge bummer that I wasn't able to show it off otherwise.
Yeah. Like I say, hopefully GDQ, like you should be able to show it off. Like again, it's all about the flare on G. We do have
Let's
to be
see.
mindful about it. So
Current save works here.
Oh, do you mind if I mention something real quick?
Go for it. Yeah.
All right, yeah. So if you are interested in running this game, please go to speedrun.com/AI. We do have a Discord link in there. We also do have speedrun.com/AI meme. We do meme runs. So Nick does steering wheel percent, where he uses a steering wheel to play the game. I have done Alien at 200, 300, and 400% speed on there.
Yeah.
I believe Dre plans on doing
So,
the game.
yeah,
with,
my meme run. I'm gonna do a DDR percent where I play the game purely with
hell
my
yes.
feet. All right, so if you saw me running here, I actually ran into the gas to take a bit of damage. The reason is so you can use the med kit, right? This is part of the key. So there's 2 stages of this glitch. And Knowles, if you want to interject and explain this, you're welcome. Well, first what we need to do is break the camera. So this is the Cliff's camera break here. We're gonna activate the flare. We're gonna activate our med kit, and then our camera will be weird, like we're peeking, but we can move around at the same time. Oh, and I messed it up. Okay, there we go. So now we broke the camera. So now I move around and it's weird. And it's nice because not only do we get this higher vantage point, but if we hit peak, we're frozen.
So we're abusing peak walking, essentially. That's what it pretty much should be coined as. So if you're not full health, you can use a med kit. And that's why Dre doesn't want to be full HP when he gets into this. And we use a flare and a med kit to break our camera. It's really hard to explain, and it sounds really confusing. There are guides out there, but as far as you know, you can break it with those 2 items. And basically, we're doing that because we want a little extra height to grab a keyhole where the save prompt is. So a guy by the name of Infomaster spent like tens of hours in Cheat Engine figuring out where this was. And Dre's going to show us. We use a extremely precise setup for this.
Yeah, so there's a tiny sliver. That's actually a couple keyholes technically, but tiny keyhole slivers in the wall that if we look through, we can reach that save point on the other side. Now, a lot of people do a fancy lineup. I actually haven't had good luck with the lineup. So what I'm going to do is run over to the wall here. line up roughly by eyeballing it, and then look at this section. This keyhole is not quite there. Got to just timed it. So not quite. Sometimes I get this instantly, and other times it takes a little bit. So you never know sometimes. But if you do it instantly, it can save a full minute. Oh, there was the prompt right there. There we are. That's the save clip.
Yep, so that is the save clip. He grabbed it through the wall, and then we are on the other side. We don't have to deal with the androids at all. And yep, that's that.
So yeah, if you want to see it all at once, a little bit, I gotta bind the items because I'm loading in a save. Oh, I loaded the wrong save. Okay, my mistake. So if we want to see it all at once, it looks something like you'd fall out of that vent in the ceiling. You'd fall out of this vent, and you'd have these bound already. And then you'd also have damage taken to you from mission 12, and then you do this. Oh, I messed up a break. Messed it up again. Come on, Chief. Okay, there we go. I went a little bit too fast for mine. Good. Now I line up, look for that wall clip, and just go for it. Oh, man, not quite. Come on. And that's what I usually do in a run, is just something like that.
Oh, nice.
Ideally faster, but you know. Actually, my camera's still broken too, which is really rare, but it happens sometimes. And it's nice, like, that's how good my save clip was. My camera's broken still. Yeah, so here's that gas mask on the droid. This droid doesn't move until we go through the blue door, which is what makes save clip particularly safe. And yeah, so that's save clip for you guys.
It is a big time skip for mission 13.
Yeah, if you do it instantly, which I failed to do today, unfortunately. It is just, you save almost a full minute over going the way that I had to today for today's run. Also, I saw somebody, Lexi, you asked a question around getting a GDQ. They have, so on their website, when applications are open, it's just quite simply, you fill out a form, you say, hey, I'm this runner, I like this game, this is what this category is, like a short description, and then you send them a link to the run, and then it goes through an approval process, and then they decide to approve or deny it. It's not super complex, but it is a huge honor to get in because there are a ton of people that apply. I think I saw over 1,000 applications.
Yeah, there was a lot of applications this time around.
And they accepted 152 runs. So that's why, honestly, it surprised me that they accepted me. But nonetheless, it's great to show off Alien.
It's been good recently because, especially after having Alien Isolation at Corona Relief done quick, it's great that they're giving Alien Isolation yet again another opportunity to be showcased. Obviously, the first one was an any percent, which was 25 minutes to 30 minutes, and now we're doing a full-fledged 3-hour run. It's an amazing opportunity to get this full game presented to a big audience of people. So, you know, it's exciting times.
Well, you guys have all worked really, really hard on and I'm sure your whole community has too. And this game is not new. Like, that's one of the things. Like,
2014.
This game is so, like, it's been around for a long time, and it's pretty amazing that it's taken this time. But that's just how it goes with some games. So yeah, we're all super proud of you and your whole community. So congratulations!
Dude, I really appreciate that. Heck yeah!
Thank you, dude.
Oh yeah. Do you have any donation incentives that you're doing that you know of?
I don't have any setup, unfortunately. If what I could have done is I could have done a novice run and then like swap to Nightmare or something if as an incentive, but
I mean, we could.
Yeah, I do not have any cool ones set up.
We could have done like
some ideas.
One of the 10-minute runs, maybe as a donation incentive. That maybe in future.
Oh yeah, like a 50 FPS.
Yeah,
that's not a bad idea. Definitely as a future, we could totally do that.
Absolutely.
That's cool. Yeah, you gotta think about those fun things too, especially for the big charity marathons. And
yeah, absolutely.
I just want to make a quick plug for those of you who are wondering about the next Fastest Furs marathon, our third one that we'll be doing. We will have a fall marathon. We are going to be announcing the dates very, very soon. It will be coming up later on this year before the end of the year, so stay tuned for that.